Hello, I'm Will Forge, and today we will forge. Let's see. Let me switch over to chat before I even get started, so I don't forget. I was trying to resolve the audio glitch issue with my headphones. Oh, my controller just disconnected for some reason. And it took a long time this morning. I've actually been awake for way longer than I normally am, and yeah, yeah. Anyway, the lighting has been actually baked out properly, and now I was in the process of realizing I might still rebake it because I was realizing I might need to turn off things like here. I'll show you. Okay, so the lighting here, this light is casting shadows onto the ceiling there, and I believe that is this fusion coil or something. Oh no, it's actually some kind of weird particle or artifact, not particle. Some kind of weird artifact. Okay, never mind. That's stretching up from down here. I just need to probably adjust the shadow start to point 1 here so that goes away. But also this is still locked, so it's... No, I've adjusted its OBB before, or else it wouldn't be lighting up like that. I don't know. Anyway. It looks like it's not fully adjusted on the OBB, so I might end up having to redo lighting. But I already broke off the normal version of the map. The classic version of the map, so I'll have to fix it on both of them, which is kind of annoying. But I broke it off because I was doing this. I'm setting up the modern sandbox version with the holograms and the platforms and blah blah blah. I was having a weird problem where this is coming out of Mongoose every single time instead of a flying vehicle, which kind of was, weird. But yeah, so it might be publication day, and I think it is. And direction, no, not that. Here we go. Vehicle, okay, physics phased. Okay, cool. They're all phased then. Yeah. Good. That's important because I'm probably going to copy it over and turn it around and attach it to the other side of the map, instead of having to manually do them over here. And then and they'll all have their correct, what do you call it? All their settings will be set up. They've got, the channels. By the way, I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this. So there's random item selection, and they have symmetrical channel here. And then they have advanced properties, selective channel. And I went ahead and set up them to be random and put them as class cavalry for the Warthog one, because who knows, maybe they'll add the Spectre in the future or something to that effect, in which case it'd be really cool if a Spectre spawned on this map at some point. And then over here you've got the duelist, which is things like the gun goose and the ghost. And then you got siege and support. Support is, of course, the nice. Yo, I don't know about the selective channel. Symmetrical channel can be put if you want. Okay. Well, I did, so I'll just see. I don't know what the difference is, but we'll see. Let's see. So, you got siege, which is like tanks, of course, all different tanks, and then support is the regular mongoose or the what do you call it? The razorback. As far as I'm aware, I don't think they have a second mongoose. I mean, I'm pretty sure the mongoose is considered on that level. But yeah, are you able to join voice chat in your server? I might be able to. Let's see. By the way, let me know if the audio issue is still happening. Like I was saying, I was trying to fix that. Okay. And hopefully we can hear it. Let's see. Yeah, see, it went back to the wrong audio setting. So even if I'd gone it, I wouldn't be able to hear you. But yeah, I can probably do that. Will CTF be included from the get-go on release? Yes, I have everything set up for CTF. Audio sounds good for me right now. I am going to, I currently have them all 3 of the flags spawning in the exact same place. This doesn't appear during CTF, but anyway. I currently have all the flags spawning in the same exact place because it was the one-to-one version with the one-to-one sandbox, but I think that during this one-to-one version that's not the original sandbox, I might actually move them around and make it to where you have to go and collect them from various places. Hello, Chairman.
Yo.
How's it going?
So, bro. Could be doing better. What about you?
I'm a little exhausted from yesterday. We went to the zoo. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a long walk.
I bet. The kids had fun at least?
Oh, yeah, they had tons of fun.
That's cool. Glad they had fun.
So I think that, really quick, just to tell everybody, today I'm going to be replacing all of these weapons and stuff like that with... I'll probably just like go through and replace them with something that'll fit right where the old weapon was first, and then go and actually move it into a proper position later. Oh, that's right, I was doing vehicles first. But actually, I guess they're all done. I just need to copy them over to the other side, which I can do later. So, yeah. But anyway.
Nice. It's cool, bro.
I'm going to lock those for now, because this one side is the same.
Nice.
There we go. Let's see. Guy's mic is loud. Oh, let me go ahead and turn down Discord on my computer, actually, because that would be a blanket volume adjustment, if I can. Where's my audio control? Let's see. Where's something on this? Trying to find something that will jump in front of this. Yeah, there we go. Go here to open volume mixer, and I'll just turn down Discord. And that should control that really well. Although maybe I should just hop out. Oh, there's 2 Discords for some reason in this list.
2 Discords, weird.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe I should just hop out of voice chat though, if it's too loud. Let's see. I do remember in Halo 2, multi-team CTF was a thing. I was wondering if this is a possibility in Infinite. It isn't right now because they have the ability to set all these forge items up for all these different teams, and they do exist, and they've named them. They've got like, I can show you. They're not just like Team 1, Team 2 like they used to be. Oh, whoops, that's right. I just locked that. I'll just grab this sniper rifle to show. Oh, I thought I unlocked the weapons. Apparently I did not. I just expanded it. Okay, so if you go in here, you can kind of see in teams. You can go to 1 is Eagle and 2 is Cobra, but then they've also got 3 is Hades, Valkyrie, Rampart. Unless this was here in Halo 5 and I'm just not aware, then they've gone through the trouble of naming all the teams, and they do still have the teams available for you to set everything to. So most people's strong inclination is to assume that right now, because of the way they did the player outlines, they had to limit it to like 2 teams. But that was some kind of temporary limitation they're planning on overcoming, and that's why they left it available to just sort of go in there and be like, yeah, we'll just grab these. But yeah, let's see, weapon spawners, right. Weapon pad, weapon pod. I was wondering, by the way, anybody know what this is? They've got the classic vehicle spawn, which is really cool. That's not what it was I wanted to show you, though. What I wanted to ask about. It's in the settings for vehicle spawn is... where is it? Down here. There was a thing here. Where is it? There it is. So vehicle pad placement is the default thing for the vehicle spawn. But then if you go up here, vehicle drop placement key. So at least the game mode. Yeah. The game mode I think is like in there or something in like game files or some weird thing. But you can't actually like set up more than 2 teams right now in custom games. So maybe it's a custom games limitation. No, I think...
I briefly hate to interrupt you, man, but is my mic better?
It is a little bit better, but you can probably turn it back up because I turned down the entirety of Discord, so now you're really quiet. Yeah. Let's see, that's something they use for the Pelican drop, but that's not implemented into Forge yet. Okay, that's what I was wondering. That's what I was going to ask about, is that what I think it is? So Pelican drops are coming, and they're probably just delayed. They probably just got delayed because for the beta. Probably because, I'll be honest, they were saying that bots will eventually drive vehicles, or someone was saying that they have the intention of bots eventually driving vehicles, and that probably the programming is just being, delayed because of some kind of problem with that. And the Pelicans are actually usually driven by the characters in Halo games. They're like programmed to be able to be just driven by an AI that's actually piloting it. So I wouldn't be surprised if, in some of the games anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if they aren't holding off on flyable vehicles and land vehicles until they can make the Nav-mesh somehow generate flight paths. or something to that effect, or some kind of structure like that, like a flight path. And in which case we'll probably not see pelicans dropping in vehicles and stuff like that until they can add a means for the AIs to know how to get into into your map. Like in my case, that hole in the ceiling would be how they would get in.
There it is.
But yeah, let's see. Okay, so yeah, I was in the middle of placing the weapon spawner. So, like I said, I'm gonna move them around, and, like, see where else we can find to place these things. But for now, I really like, the idea of putting them where they are in the original for while I think about it. I wonder if the delay for you, Chairman Ninja, is the same as the delay for the stream. It's something they use for... Yeah.
I'm being silent. I'm decorating my new desk right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I shouldn't actually just hop out of the mic, because I know everybody else is here in the background and stuff. Let's see, but it's okay.
I mean, I like having you here. I mean, we don't really talk that often besides you streaming and shit, so I'll take what I could get, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And plus, you know, I got shit going on. You obviously got a lot more shit than me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Let's see, tier
plus,
power.
plus, you're a fodder. I'm just a fucking stoner college student. That
Right.
got somewhat lucky in Halo.
Let's see.
That's just how shit is when you like us.
Yeah. Man, look at this. They've got, I just found, in random item selection, they do have the weapons divided into classes, so I wonder if they'll eventually add scripts that will do that. Remember we were talking about how the different damage values for the different, different weapons hitting those stalactites would be really difficult because I'd have to just make my own classes. Yeah. They actually do have classes here, and they've got sniper, shotgun, SMG, which is interesting. Pistol, melee, launcher, assault rifle, all that stuff. So, and tactical rifle. So that's really cool. And I'm that's interested really cool, in that. Bro. Let's see. The sniper rifle is going to have the what do you call it? You could spawn in, instead of snipers at your bases, you could theoretically have skewers at your bases, which would also make the tank not as OP. So that right away, that sandbox item is going to balance some things. Legendary variants excluded. Faction any. I could theoretically use that to block things, but yeah. I wish that faction had exclude, had the each faction, but then also had exclude banished, and then you could have, that would just be Forerunner or UNSC, you know what I mean? Or exclude UNSC, because that would allow you to pick 2 different factions, but never the third. But let's see, randomize every game. What's up?
What zoo y'all went to yesterday?
The one in town. We didn't go to New Orleans or anything.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, bro. I used to go to the Bronx Zoo a lot when I was a kid and shit. It was cool.
Yeah. If you head all the way to New Orleans, there's a really nice one, but it's nicer than the one here, but it's not, yeah, but everything's like, it's like 3 times more expensive and everything. There needs to be an exclude arena label. Oh, that would be really good too, yeah.
Understandable. People always trying to overcharge for shit.
Yeah. It's been since COVID too. Like it doubled or tripled in price. It's always more expensive than the one that's nearby my house.
Oh
but
my God, for real.
Yeah,
fucking real.
Yeah.
Especially Universal and Disney. It's insane. I used to work at Universal, man. And the
Yeah.
inflation at Universal was fucking insane, man.
Of course, I can't say which one it is in town because I was like, whenever you asked, I was like, yeah, I can't say that online. I can't talk about which zoo I go to online.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said the one in town. That's good enough for me.
Exactly. Weapons, S7 Sniper. Yeah, I'm going to leave that as S7 Sniper, but I'm going to do static selection disabled so that it'll grab the other things. Yeah, there we go. Preview holograms on, rotate item on. Interesting. I'm not going to have it rotate. I didn't see that this isn't on vehicles, so this is new to me.
Yeah.
If I let it
Small
rotate, that would be
update.
cool, but I don't know if I want it to, given that it could hit that, it could clip into that guardrail there. But I could just move it away, actually. Let's have it rotate.
If you publish Waterworks today, I would not mind play testing it today.
That would be really cool. So here's what I have planned going forward. So obviously continue to like publish it today is the plan. But then after today, whenever we start on the new map, I'm thinking about streaming the new map and then making hydrostatic off stream, because I was talking about I've already talked about everything I want to do with it. So if I make it off stream, then I can then make a big video and announce it and stuff like that later. But I didn't actually get to make the video yesterday because of the zoo trip actually took way longer than we expected and everything like that. But for the most part, but yeah, so I'm probably gonna make the video to like announce this as I go, or to announce it to where it'd be like a hard launch next week. And the funny thing is that will be day 117 after Forge. So that'll be kind of funny.
Ironic.
Yeah.
How fucking ironic.
So any maps releasing next weekend are going to be great. If it's like today next week, you know, Sunday next week, then it'll be 117. But yeah.
Yo, that's cool as fuck. You should release it next week then.
Yeah.
Since Waterworks is like your favorite map from Halo 2 and shit, you know?
Yeah. If anybody else wants to jump into voice chat, by the way, we got that. Since we've got it open, we might as well let everybody join in too. Just wanted to say that to anybody else. Initial spawn delay. So do power weapons usually have a spawn delay in Infinite? I think that some maps they do. So I don't know how long though. The sniper rifle. Let's see. What's the respawn time on the sniper rifle? It was set to 100. Wait, was that the spawn or respawn? Hold on. That is respawn, yeah. So, set to 100.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay, let's see.
There we go. Yeah, now the shit looks nice.
So you leave everything on the 343 default setting. The game mode will then take care of the spawn times. Oh, okay. Alright. So, I didn't do that for the vehicles. Should I go back over to the vehicles and set them all to that? Because then I can't, yeah, I don't know. Pad placement key. Okay. What is this here? The advanced properties. Is that just turning them on and off? Oh, okay. Makes sense. Spawn time, 120. Okay, so yeah, you're saying leave them on default. On, 343 default. Okay. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and delete this one. And put this over here. Now, if this rotates... Yeah, this will clear it. I don't think this will hit that rail. So we can go ahead and...
Some of this shit, I don't even know
yeah. Let's see. Example, arena elimination and ranked attrition will have a 30-second delay to name a few. You should read the comments on my map so I don't have to chime in about every subject. I do need to go read those. I didn't read all of them. I only read like whatever I was working on at the time. I went and read them there. And then I didn't go back into it to read all the rest. But you're right. There's like you've got a small book there to read of information that would definitely be paying off right now. I need to. I think to place. It just occurred to me to place the weapons. I might need to also do the spawn points at the same time right now, because if let's see, initial spawns. Initial spawns free for all. Yeah, team. I separated them out so that I could do this kind of thing. I think I need to come in here and delete all these. And I'm going to do the lineups for this one. Because, the reason being, because it doesn't need to be all 1-to-1 and everything like that in this version. And, it'll get them out of the way so I can put weapon racks in these various areas. So.
I just thought of an idea for a map.
Yeah?
I'm not sure if I'll actually get to it. But
Why is this one
you're
locked?
more than welcome to steal it.
It's a player.
Or actually,
It's
anyone
a
is welcome to
free-for-all.
steal it. Someone should make a Gumby map in fucking Forge, man.
Gumby? Like
Yeah.
the green guy who like is made of clay?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. That'd be cool as fuck. Yeah. And maybe like, you ever heard of this one like obscure kid show called Mr. Bill or something?
I have not. not, actually.
Okay.
Let's see.
Uh,
You should use team
it's
intro
similar to,
spawns for the
like,
modern version.
Gumby, except the protagonist
Yeah.
always gets tortured in the end.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
You know what I might do? I might start jumping into chat whenever I'm like off stream and like just like muting my mic whenever I have to talk to my kids or whatever. That way it would be
Understandable.
easier. But I might actually I'm enjoying like talking with you, but it's also distracting me. I'm like flying around in circles and not actually doing anything for a couple seconds as I'm listening to you about the map idea, for example.
It's all
And
cool,
I
but,
think it's my
yeah, I
ADHD.
mean,
I'm like starting to pay more attention to you than the thing.
Anyway, I mean, that's fine, dude. I have autism, so I kind of get where you're coming from and shit.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I actually have a lot of friends with autism, so I get that really well. So yeah, it's all cool.
Yeah. It's all.
I say a lot, but several. But yeah. But yes.
Plus, Waterworks is almost done. I mean, you've done way more in Forge than I ever could, man.
Yeah, I decided whenever I started streaming, I was like, I'm gonna go like almost like it's a job. Not quite a job, obviously. I'm like, yeah, my kids are here. I'm leaving now. But yeah, you know what I mean. Let's see.
It as a job. I treat it as a side hobby. You know.
Yeah.
Like my third map. Admittedly, I didn't really take it that seriously. I guess the map that I ever really took seriously was the time chamber.
Yeah. And that's a cool map, so it makes sense. I wonder.
Yeah, it does.
Do I have a neutral zone, a neutral spawn point selected right now? Like, did anyone notice that I maybe selected two at the same time? Like, this is two, one of them's neutral.
You got
because
17 things selected.
Exactly. So I've got more than 16 players on this team.
Though.
There's only supposed to be 6. You usually only need 16 for a team, but whatever. I guess this is fine. With 24 players, you can only have 16 players. But yeah, okay. So let's set that initial spawn to working folder. What's up?
Speaking of folders, most if not all of the time chamber has been categorized in folders and shit, so that people who want to download the map for like to use it as their canvas can just like easily edit it and shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Almost forgot where they were.
I done that much earlier when I first started Forge and Infinite, but I didn't know shit about Infinite's Forge back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think here's what I'm gonna do. Look, I'm gonna set one of these here, so that the camera will show this seed pod for this team. If you're in the pod, but otherwise it's just gonna pan across the base's roof, which will be kind of cool.
Nice.
Will it be weird to have like another team in the background posing for any of these cameras, do you think? Like if I put another one over here, would it just be weird for those guys to be able to see these guys back and behind it if the seed pod's not in the way, I have no idea. But yeah.
Hey, buddy. I forgot what I was gonna say, to be honest.
No, you were saying about the, yeah.
I
Go ahead.
remember now. Do you remember Bootopia?
Yeah. I accidentally renamed, or not renamed, but redid the intro. Like, you didn't have a description on your map yet, and I thought I clicked on, I swear I hit the X button on Waterworks, and then somehow it went into Bootopia, and I accidentally changed your default description to the description of Waterworks, so I was like, whoa, I gotta switch it back, and then, yeah. So you have a new version of Bootopia now.
Nice. That's cool, bro. Did you see the lighting I tried to do?
Wait, oh, yeah, the lighting. Oh, you're right, it's 12 players per team, but you can't have more than 12 players per team. Velcom just pointed out I was being dumb. And that means that, yeah, I've got way more than I need, unless you do some kind of uneven number of players on a team. But, no, I didn't see the lighting yet. I just saw the, actually, now that I think about it, the version that I have that I have access to has like 4 version history, so is that a copy of the map out so that I could look at it? Let's see.
Yeah, you can look at it if you want. I didn't really do anything to the map, to be honest. All I did was just fuck around with the lighting.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, I'm doing it again. I'm hovering around in circles, and I just realized I probably should hop out of video chat. I mean voice chat. I probably I could if we were talking about the map, but since we're not, I'm getting really distracted. So sorry about that.
Well, we can go back to Waterworks then.
Yeah.
That's what the stream is about. but if you want to leave, then that's fine. I'll just do my own thing.
Okay, yeah, well, I don't want to interrupt your work, so if you're working on something, if you're doing anything, yeah,
No,
I'll just...
Right now, I'm not working, so I'm cool with still talking to you, but if you want to leave, then it's cool.
Yeah, I probably should, just because I'm getting, like... I'm having ADHD problem, I think, with it, is all.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah.
It's all good, bro. I try to control my autism as well.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's tough.
Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, man, it was nice talking to you again. We gotta talk tomorrow.
Catch you later. We should.
All right, peace.
Later.
Later.
And I mean, you're probably still watching the video, so you're probably going to be in text chat too. Let's see. Also, careful with changing map metadata, tags, names, etc. before publishing. There's a bug where it will make the metadata change on the latest published version instead of the version being edited. It's not going to be an issue in your case since you haven't published the map yet, but just to know for future reference. Ah, okay. Interesting. I know that it was sort of having a weird delay for the publication versions. You know what, if I turn this, I don't think it'll be a problem for the whole them being in the background. I can have them here and have the camera pan across, and you'll see, like, you might see them in the background in the corner, but you'll see this pad here, but you won't. Well, the camera may clip through this now, but we'll see. I'll just move them back and sort of get them as far away from that as possible and see how that pans out. Oh, this is horrible. The camera's going to start inside this wall. But anyway, I can just have part of it like this. This should work. But yeah, you were saying, yeah. So what I was noticing was that whenever I was changing the metadata, was that sometimes it would just randomly, it was like, here, I'm going to turn these around like this so you can see the rest of the map behind them instead of seeing just a wall. Is that I was noticing that, like, whenever I changed it, it wasn't changing right away. It was like had this weird delay, and you know, had like a major kind of. It was really weird. I don't know. It was really weird. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. There's a weird delay, seemingly, whenever you change anything. It just sort of lingered with the old information for a minute, and then like at one point, it like changed, and then it did actually change it, but the problem was that it had already, like, I don't know, it was like, how to describe this? It had, like, it changed, and then it didn't change, and then, because I then changed my tags right afterward, it overrode what the original change was on the new version, and then it was like, I went back in and changed it again, but then, like, it was really weird. It was kind of buggy. It was acting really buggy. Let's see, I can get behind. Let's see, now, actually, I think I'm going to put this one back up here. I was about to swap them, but I think I'm not. Oh, geez, these don't, what just happened? That was weird. I reset rotation, and it moved it all the way back over there. They don't have undo, apparently. Or the undo made it move over there. I'm not sure. But, yeah. So we're going to do middle of the map for these guys. And we're going to do with this one, where'd the other one go? It's hovering, right. We're going to do this, so we can sort of put it in an angle, and let them, I'm thinking this might be a good idea. Two of them start down here normally, and then some of them even up here with the flying vehicle, but I don't know if I want to start people off just standing right next to the, the Banshee. So I'm going to go ahead and start them off here, and the camera will hopefully not pan through the Warthog, but sort of pan across and not be a problem, or like right in front of the Warthog maybe. Actually, it'll be less of a problem if it pans across the Mongoose or Ghost because they're smaller. So let's go ahead and do this, and that will give you an image of the side of the base, Warthog, there, and you might even see the Ghost at the bottom peripheral of the thing, and then we'll have to test out if these look good later on. But yeah, this looks pretty good so far. It's not going to be an issue in your case, yeah. So I'm definitely getting a little bit faster now, but let's see. I think I want to put a weapon rack right here on the stone for this this one here, or maybe there. What do you think? Should I put it over here so you're kind of... You have to kind of be a little bit out in the open to grab this, you know, battle rifle? Or do you think that I should put it over here so you kind of have to, like, whenever you're running this way, you can't just grab it and go in the tunnel. You kind of have to walk out of your way to grab it before you can come up this way. Or you have to grab it and go down here. You know what I mean? Like, that give you the ability to sort of grab it with this cover of that tunnel over there, at least. You know what I mean? Outer wall. Okay, yeah. Like this one here. So you can grab it on your way and be like, shoo, and just keep running. I like that idea too. But yeah, let's see. I agree that that would be really cool. It kind of puts you out in the open, so you also have to, like, let's see. Let's move down to the... I'll just lock this again, because actually I'm done with this side of the map's initial spawns. And then we'll go back to weapons and set that as the working folder. Let's see, here we go. Where's the, we need to go to the weapons, weapon spawners, weapon pad, weapon rack. Let's see, also you have to turn your back when coming from the tunnel. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. If you come down from the tunnel, you have to turn around. And then, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know what else it does? It's gonna make it to where... Oh, actually, I'll show you when I replace it, so I can actually... be a lot easier to show you when I replace it. By the way, which is the correct rack for a battle rifle? Like, what is this? This is like a floor rack or something? Weapon rack backplate. Is this just decorative, or does this actually do something? Is this an actual weapon rack, or is this just a... Okay, yeah. This is... Okay, I see what this is. Okay. This is if you want to stand a weapon rack up, isn't it? It's meant to, put a backing on your weapon racks, I think. Like if you do the backplate full, this allows you to just put this free floating in the middle of the map and put a rack on it. I see. And then this is just a backplate that surrounds the weapon rack. And then you have the weapon rack itself, which is just the box. Okay, cool. So you can just embed you can just put the box somewhere. It's a nice building piece too. It is. It looks really cool. Like if I wanted to just embed this into the wall, I could. And it would look like they just dug into the stone, which would be kind of interesting. But I think that I think that this is the correct way to do it. Let's see. Oh, let me reset the rotation, and then there we go. Actually, that's exactly the right angle, isn't it? Not quite, but we'll see. Let's see how tall that would be the right height. Maybe this doesn't look any good because it's kind of not quite a perfect width for it. Well, actually, if we rotate it just a bit more this way, and we put it in like that, maybe? Nah, it's too wide. I think maybe on this one, I can just... I mean, the full one would be good. I mean, it would be very convincing that they, there we go. That they just put a weapon rack up against a wall. That one wouldn't look bad at all. I could even clip it a little bit into the stone to make the stone kind of look a little smoother, you know, in this area. What do y'all think about that? A full-blown weapon rack just sitting there with a BR in there. Let's see. There's a better one. It's a nice building piece too. No, there's a better one. Yeah. So let me know what you think about that. You say there's a better one. The base, the top, weapon trunk is really cool. I might put the weapon trunks actually. How do they work? Do they open whenever you go near them, or do they just open whenever the weapon respawns, or what? But I think I'm basically gonna do. Weapon trunks are going to be up here, especially for this one, you know, for the cinder shot, because that's going to be, you know, it's a forerunner weapon, so it might be really cool to have it in a trunk. It's like, yeah, no, this is something more important. This is like something that was like a captured, you know, UNSC, a UNSC captured version of it. It has a meter on it too. Yeah, right there. It's super cool. Okay, cool. So yeah, it goes off the timer. Like everything else, which is good. That's what I was expecting. Let's see. Let's move this a little bit closer to the door, though, so it kind of didn't create some kind of confusion back there about seeing behind it. You know what I mean? You don't want to throw grenades and have them get locked back there very often. Yeah. Okay, so what I was going to say was that you can actually crouch jump this door frame in the original and in this one. If you all recall, I went through the trouble of doing that. But now you can just do this, and you can hide up here and ambush someone, which is pretty cool. Like, if you know someone's coming after you, and they're chasing you down this hallway, you could come around the corner and then, like, do this. And then, when they get them down, just ninja them, or attack them from above, just shooting at them, especially if you've got, like, a shotgun or something. Headshot them to death. Or something to that effect. This is one of those cases where I know Ocom and I know Dave Daniel are in here, but it's telling me there's only one person in the chat, in the concurrent viewers, so I know there's something weird about YouTube and not tracking that correctly. I'm probably in the lower numbers or something like that. Is the map the same in scale? It is, in fact, the same in scale, and it actually, because Waterworks is already kind of a little oversized, it's like perfect. You could just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the middle. Here we go. You feel how long that takes to get there while sprinting? It's just right. Like, that feels just right. That's a right whenever I expect to get there. So I'm actually really lucky because, well, not just lucky. I kind of predicted that because Waterworks was a little oversized originally. But then whenever we got to it, I was still really surprised. I was like, man, I didn't expect it to be this perfect for the distances. You know what I mean? Halo 2, it always felt like you were walking for ages to get to where you were trying to go. This is a neutral spawn, by the way, so I don't have to delete that one. Yet. Oh yeah, so let's go ahead and delete this gun. And we will go weapon, the actual weapon rack now. We gotta actually do that. So let's go ahead and do 45. And then I bet there's a magnet point. Surely they put a magnet point so the weapon racks go right in there. And you just... Nope. Come on, guys. Oh, wait, is that one? Is that it? Or is it not? Is it protruding like this? Is this the intended design? Let's go back and see. No, okay. So it pokes out really, really badly, but... and I wish that they had done a magnet point that made more sense, but here's the deal. If we... Yeah, the magnet points are all in the back, aren't they? If we turn off magnets now, and then we go to mouse and keyboard, which, I don't know why it's not switching to mouse. Jesus Christ. Yep, okay, it's doing that thing. What just happened? Alright, that got all messed up. Let's just place another one. Weapon racks appear to have all manner of problems, probably because they're animated objects. They've got like the doors and everything. Turn this back on, let it magnet to the front, and for some reason it's doing that thing where you switch to mouse and it's not switching to mouse. So let's go ahead and select this, and now we've got move on. Let's turn off magnets, pull it back in, and there you go. So if you're on PC, you can just magnet into place and you can just slot it right back into its position. Should I just let it clip into it? Like, is that what people normally do? Is just clip that rail, the bar at the top into it? You see where it kind of clips in right there? It's really kind of hard to see, I'm sure, on stream, but okay, you see that right there? You've got that little tiny clip-in point. It kind of does line up nicely with the textures, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what everyone just does. But I don't know if it should just be out and protruding. I don't know what happens whenever the door opens, if this is going to be a problem, but I'm going to assume that I can actually go all the way back to like this, or even like this, to have it look like it's bolted straight to this plate. And that's a good angle right there. Everything looks nice and clean. And then I can get out of that, and there. And do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see, clip into it, but make it come out about the thickness of the inner bar. Oh, okay, yeah. The inner bar. I think that's that part that you were just talking about. Like that, yeah, okay, cool. Nice. You can also rescale the large weapon rack behind if only used as prop. That is true. I could theoretically scale it in left to right. You know what's actually really cool about this weapon rack? I don't know if anybody has really noticed this yet, but it only just occurred to me, so might be old news. But this weapon rack is actually very reminiscent of the weapon racks in the Pillar of Autumn in Halo 1. Like, if the door was here that had the rocket launchers, and then you've got this little area down here, like, seriously, I doubt I can just Google an image of, let's see, Armory, Pillar of Autumn. That might work. And then I can just show you what I'm talking about. The Armory, well, okay, these are not the ones I'm talking about. This is the ones in the middle of the room, but these are kind of... It's sort of like a cross between the ones in the wall with the flat panel and then the ones over here with the slope and the thing. It's like they took this and made it the base plate of that. You know what I mean? I hope this is on screen and that the stream isn't showing just Halo Infinite right now, but yeah, it's showing it. Sorry, I just thought that was really cool. They kind of like managed to combine the two weapon racks from the Pillar of Autumn to sort of create a new weapon rack for Infinite, and I think that was brilliant of them to do. Just gushing over the art style of Infinite a little more, like I always do. But yeah, gonna go ahead and save that. So I need to set up this weapon rack. It's just spawning some random weapon at this point. I deleted the battle rifle. I think they're all set to 45 seconds, but I can go check a different one. Not the AR. Let's do the battle rifle. Up here, we definitely want the battle rifle. It's on the roof. Static selection disabled. I always just put the static selection to it anyway, in case like later on they put a game mode that allows you to change it. Hello, how's it going? If they make a game mode that allows you to change the behavior of all the weapon racks on the map to be static, then I want the static to be set, just to future-proof it if that ever becomes a thing. But we're gonna do. Is it tactical rifle? Is that the one's ranged? What's this blank one at the bottom? Interesting. I don't know why that's there. So sniper rifle, shotgun, SMG, pistol, launcher, assault rifle. It must be the tactical rifle. And then legendary variants, exclude, faction, any. Yeah, I'll just do any. I could just do UNSC, and then it'll become. That would mean you'd always see battle rifle or bandit rifle. I think is going to be a tactical one. So you could have one of two weapons. Every game randomized, symmetrical channel. That might be cool. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do UNSC here or any? Because that would include... If I do any, then you could have the shock rifle up here, which would also be extremely useful in taking out vehicles. And what I was thinking was that if I did that, then I could do like a different one that's the shock rifle or the it'll randomly pick either shock rifle or the this one over here, the stalker rifle, which I might put over here, but I don't know. It would definitely be interesting to have to run over here to get a shock rifle when an enemy tank is coming in. It's like, oh no, vehicles, leave the base, we need to get to the electric weapons. But yeah, anyway. What is the initial delay on vehicles and stuff like that, typically? I guess if I leave that to 343, like you were saying, Ocom, that would solve that for me. A weapon rack right here would be a decent spot for one. Which I might move something like they've got the they've got this here, the disruptor. I could put another one back here, maybe put an assault rifle back there, because that would be interesting to be able to grab assault rifle ammo whenever you see people on the motion tracker. It's like, oh man, grab the assault rifle, people are coming up, and then just drop down on them to take them out. Whoa, grabbing onto invisible objects. You know what I mean? Like if you could hop down there, finish this map so we can start a project. I agree, and that's just gonna probably be on stream. Yeah, just to tease something he and I've been talking about in secret. Yeah. Another really cool place would be like inside this cave. So I'm just like brainstorming ideas for where to put stuff at this moment. And some of these might be good to just do anyway. In fact, the shotgun's out here, right? But like, what if it wasn't? Like, what if you don't have to, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess having to leave the base to grab the shotgun is probably a good idea. In fact, moving it all the way out here would kind of create some forward momentum without having to restructure the map. We were talking about various flaws with the map with forward momentum. What if it was right through the teleporter? Like, what if it was here on the wall or right here? And so you grab the shot, like someone's coming in that direction, you grab the shotgun, and then you take them out. And now you've got the shotgun, and you're like, well, I've got close quarters weapon. I could go back and bunker down to the base, but maybe it's time to assault. You know what I mean? I could have the rocket launcher and the shotgun. That's something you go and push forward with, or you hop down here and you attack enemies here. But the point is, you want to be in tight corridors, which this is the perfect place for the shotgun, because you can be like using the shotgun and then grab, like jumping behind cover. You can literally like jump up here to block, to like break enemy needler rounds and stuff like that. Bombardments, to keep them from being able to super combine you, or keep them from headshotting you by hopping up there for a second, just long enough to like, between your shotgun rounds, shotgun shots, that you could shoot them before they hit you, before they shoot you, with your more deadly weapon in close quarters. But the point is that that might create some forward momentum just by making it to where people who know the shotgun's over there might go through the teleporter just to grab it and keep going. You know what I mean? Of course, with the bulldog. But then over here, so like over here, for example, a shotgun would be amazing here because, but that would just kill all momentum because everyone's just going to be able to stay up here, defend themselves with ranged weapons forever, and then whenever you come in close, they just grab the shotgun and kill you. So, but the point is that down here, though, it's always just like, especially with Infinite's movement, it's like, that is a quick hop, grab, well, let me grab it because I didn't do the thing, and then run back in here. And now you're staying put again, and you're not going to move. So putting it out here, I think, is probably the best idea. Over here, we can put the assault rifle to give you more ammo and a reason to hop down. But this one, I think we are going to attach to the wall with just the top plate of weapon rack. So I don't know. Does that all make sense to you guys? Does it all sound like good sound reasoning for where to put these things? Let's see. I'm going to put this plate probably low enough to look reasonable with the shape of that slope, but far enough over to not look weird. That's right above that slope's transition line. And that looks like a decent height right there. Let's see. So then we'll just attach that to the wall. Instead of, I don't want to go all the way to the floor with this one with the full, because, it'll look a little weird there. It'll feel like it needs to be away from the wall, whereas this one allows it to look like it's just sort of bolted to the wall. In theory, I could just put one of these, and I'm sure that that's probably a better idea, because it's an assault rifle, so it's not like a big, fancy weapon. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the norm, but like you've got bolts here anyway. It'll look like the rack has been literally, bolted to this Forerunner structure directly. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, see, like my concurrent viewers just dropped again to 0, and I know that's not true. So I'm like, there's no way, I don't think, because people are in chat and everything 2 seconds ago, unless something really weird happened with my network connection or something, and it blipped for a second. Like if I went down for a second, didn't realize it. Okay, magnets office, yeah, that's right. And then I need to do change move type. Right, there, to object, because that's what I want to do here. Let's see. I'm not here. Oh, okay. Well, if OCOM's not here, then I don't think anyone's here. Let's see. Fries. So it's probably marking you as gone. I wonder if it's like everyone on cell phone is like for some reason being marked as not present. Because if you've got fries, Aaron, I bet that means you're listening on your cell phone or something. Because you probably just picked up food or something. If I'm guessing, I'm just guessing, of course, obviously. So class will be assault rifle. We're gonna set this to. We'll leave this to the AR. Static disabled. I just got here. Yeah, I know. Wait, no, I didn't know that. I thought you commented a second ago, and then I was just crossing over Aaron and Clint in my head, I think. But yeah, because I was like, wait, no, you just commented. No, you didn't. Clint just commented. I'm just. Let's see, legendary variants exclude faction any. I think, okay, so assault variants are gonna be, what are the assault variants for Forerunner and Banished? Why do you need AR spawns? Well, I'm gonna set to assault. I'm probably gonna do any. I'm setting it to AR as the static item, but it's not gonna be activated for the static item. That's just gonna be in case there's some game mode option later that allows you to set all spawn racks as a static items, in which case I want it to be set to something I know what it's going to be. And I feel like, and the point of this weapon rack is this. if you're up here and you've been defending yourself with battle rifle and you're low on ammo and this hasn't respawned and you see someone on motion tracker coming up the ramp, grab it, hop, attack. This is the defensive option, and I'm trying to make this like kind of almost the main, maybe even only defensive option for you up here for close quarters. And so it's going to be like you downgrade your weapon to an assault class weapon, possibly even an assault rifle, or you have to do close quarters combat with a sniper rifle or a battle rifle, which really good players are not going to need it, but they might. You could wait another week and make that the bandit. Oh, that's right here. This one is set to tactical rifle, and I assume the bandit is going to be a tactical rifle because that just makes sense to me. So I'm doing assault rifle class over here, which is like 5 feet away, 10 feet away, and it's mainly to also replace this. Maybe I should do pistol class instead of assault rifle, and put the assault rifle down in the actual room. Actually, yeah, let's do that because now that I think about it, if this is pistol class, it'll help you in close quarters combat, but it won't make you close quarters like full blown close quarters savvy. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then down here, if the assault rifle is down here, like maybe on this wall, instead of like this battle rifle, and maybe instead of this, and maybe instead of that. The point is, if we put the pistol up top, then plasma pistol would mean you could de-shield somebody and combine it with the tactical weapon, and that would become a really cool combo that's up here. The disruptor would be useful against vehicles that are out there, and so you might want that up top. And the sidekick would be useful as a close quarters weapon because skilled players can just go, and just headshot them to death as they come up the ramp. And because they're coming right out here, head appears first. You're going to be able very quickly, very immediately start getting headshots. So it will kind of be. So yeah, this is probably a decent one to put to pistol, actually. And it would make sense because we have a pistol up here, right here, which we are deleting. And that would replace that. So now, that actually makes a lot more sense. And then oh, this is one of the assault weapons. Oh, this SMG. What is the banished assault? Right now, it's completely blanking on me, and I just feel like I need to go through the weapons really quick. Well, no, they don't have pictures or anything. There's a picture I just got through really fast and look at all the pictures and remember. But there's a cinder shot, bulldog, diminisher of hope. Right, that's a fancy one. Never mind, it's filled with fancy ones. That'll be really confusing. Take a long time. I'm sure you guys can just tell me what it is. What is the banished assault level weapon? Or class weapon? Because I'm completely blanking. Oh, duh. Wait, it just occurred to me. Plasma repeater. Duh. Okay, so yeah. We're going to put an assault rack down here. That took a second to dawn on me. Sorry, everybody. That's kind of dumb. That's an obvious. Yeah, so here we go. I've started World at War on Veteran. Oh, cool. I actually start every first-person shooter on hard mode. And some RTSs. Except for Halo Infinite, I went to Heroic. And I'm not sure why I made that decision, because afterward I was like, I don't know why I did that. I've done every other Halo and Legendary first thing. Why did I do it on Heroic? I think it was because I knew the story was going to be very story heavy. I don't know. It just like, for some reason I was like, I'll go to Heroic this time. It's like, why? Actually, kind of having it on the wall here will make this wall look really cool. With it being, it's already kind of just a flat plain wall. And you'd also be able to see it through the window. So, if it's like an assault weapon that you want, you'd see through the window. I'm not sure. Many people don't care about the assault weapons, so I'm not sure which assault weapon you'd want to see on that rack. But, yeah. In fact, I don't remember the Forerunner assault weapon right now. Either. Like, assault classes that... Like, I use it that infrequently. I pick them up that infrequently that I can't really think of what they would be. Am I crazy for doing that? Is that normal? Does everybody have that problem? Because I'm like... Yeah, no, I'm still blanking on it. If anybody wants to tell me that one, that would be great. But yeah. Oh, there's a spawn point right there. A respawn point right there. Let's move it a little to the left here. Although I could move the respawn point slightly. Let's go like that and see how that looks. So yeah, having an assault weapon right at the door would mean that if you're trying to block people coming in the door, and you made that tactical decision to deny yourself the ability to to get vehicles, jump off the roof, get height advantage or anything like that, at least we're going to hand you basically infinite ammo for your assault rifle right here, if it spawns in an assault rifle on this rack. It's just, you gotta wait for that timer, that countdown timer. But I seriously don't recall, like, I know last time I immediately remembered it, or not immediately, but pretty quickly, but I really think that I'm not going to remember this one, because I'm not even sure what would be classified as assault for them. Okay, so get the mouse. Apparently that doesn't even work sometimes. Okay, that's weird. This is a weird bug where, like, yeah, okay, apparently now if I've got this item selected, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, the distance would be right there. There we go. Alright. Class, assault. This is where we'll do the assault weapon. Some people do use the assault rifle for a long time and do want to pick up the ammo, so... And since other people will be dropping their assault rifles, you do need to have at least one weapon rack somewhere that's assault. And... You know, yeah. Let's see, faction any, every game. Static selection disabled. Yeah, but we're gonna leave it as the assault rifle. And actually, I didn't change the one up here. I think this will be the disruptor. As a default, because having the, even though we're not doing the default, because having the disruptor to take down vehicles is going to be really important. Let's see, we need a grenade spawn. We do have grenades up here. I think that this grenade spawn is really weird, and I'm not even going to replace a grenade spawn right here, because the only purpose of this is so that you can throw grenades inside this window for people who are bunkering down. But I feel like if you're here and you're deciding to throw grenades in instead of literally anything else that's available to you, I think it's a mistake. Like getting the height advantage, for example. If you don't have grenades, just get the height advantage, or more importantly, come around the back, grab a fusion coil, and you know, chuck it in the back door at them with it before they realize you've gone around. There's a lot of different options there that I think they're better than having 2 grenade spawns in this such a weird place. And instead, we could put like frag grenade spawns over here, maybe. I know there's plasma grenades right here, so, you know, I don't even know if we need that. I think the idea was that there were crates out here, and that the grenades maybe had been dropped out of those crates. And that's kind of reasonable. But given that this is turned into water, and so these crates are like maybe not even weapons, you know what I mean? Maybe supplies of some kind. It kind of makes it to where it's like, well, we don't need that for the aesthetic anymore either. I do think that there's a grenade. There were the grenades up top on the roof. I think the roof is a little bit overdone. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff up here, and I'm not sure what to do about that. I was thinking grenades could go here in this corner. I think it's a little weird that they have a respawn point right on top of those grenades, and it would also look weird with a platform, like a weapon pad, or a grenade pad or whatever. Let's see, where's that? Actually, where are the grenade spawns? Are they in weapons? Hello? Yes, hello. Oh, wait, I missed that. I've started World at War on a veteran, I saw that, but I don't know if I should pick up Dead Space tomorrow. Sorry about that. I missed that. I think you definitely should get it eventually, because it looks amazing and everybody's saying it's good. But, oh, it's right there in equipment. But I will say that, yeah, I don't know. Like you're saying, is it worth it? I don't know. Oh, I was looking, by the way, at Halo Classic. Should I go around and replace everything with these classic weapon spawns? Because I didn't realize that they were a thing, and just place the weapons down on the ground. But I don't know what happens there. But anyway, I guess you can't angle them. But I think that, yeah, I don't know. I would get it eventually if I were you, but maybe since you just started World at War, wait until after that, and then that way you can return World at War and buy that, and then you'd have your money back. You know, that kind of thing. Let's see. This is the grenade dispenser. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And we can put that over here in the corner and actually potentially rotate it to point into the corner. like 15 degrees. Oh, it is an abnormal shape. Almost as if to say, hey, when you get this grenade, throw it at the people coming up the stairs. Because that's usually what those grenades are used for, either vehicles or either tossing them at the vehicles or tossing them at the people coming up the stairs. By the way, you should lift the bot walk one-way nav helper higher so it can actually generate on the geometry. Last time I checked, it was way too much in the floor. Sent a reference pic to the Discord. This one here. Okay. I see what you're talking about. Apparently, so you don't want this clipping into the ground. I see. Okay. I think I was trying to get it low enough to... see that bottom corner right here? Whenever it comes down here, I was trying to make sure it like grabbed down here. But honestly, it's probably not necessary as long as it generates on the geometry and on the thing. But also, maybe because it's clipping into this or something. I don't know. You're right. It wasn't actually generating an arrow. And I was actually weirded out by that in the first place, that it felt like there was nothing there. And the spawn, no matter what I did, even with the cuts, I ended up putting this back in. Because even with the cutters, this one's the one that's still set up with the little peg kind. But on the other side, I've got two like this, one on each side to create like a funnel. And even that isn't creating the one-way teleporter thing, so I don't know what's going on with that. It's a little weird. Grenade dispenser, should I... Okay, how do you set up the grenade dispenser? Can you... Spawn properties, default, dynamic pickup. No, that's this. Oh. Wait, random items, like, there it is, okay. We're gonna say... Do y'all think dynamo grenades up top? Like... The frag grenades were up here so you could throw them at vehicles. But it was like weird. Okay, well. Oh wait, people are saying so. Well, it won't cost me anything as I'll be trading in 3 games. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you trade in 3 games, but still unsure. Yeah, if you're trading in 3 games, you might as well. You can get it, yeah. I would definitely get it because you're going to want to get it. But I don't know if you should, necessarily go out today and do it. Or tomorrow, do it. Also, I placed the small nav cutter in the middle of the bot walk one-way helper. Sent a reference pic in the Discord. Okay, so you got it to work, and then you moved the cutter into the middle of the bot one-way helper? Okay. To make the nav cutter, like, or the nav-mesh generate and be like, yeah, we want to put extra geometry right here, so now you can create a one-way path inside of that extra, nav-mesh geometry. That makes sense. So, dynamo grenade, frag grenade, plasma grenade, and spike grenades, right? They didn't put plasma grenades to... I don't know. I'll decide tomorrow. Yeah, that makes sense. Wake up tomorrow, decide if you want to do sci-fi or, World of War, or hard future sci-fi or near future sci-fi or whatever. And yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should keep it frag grenade. What do you guys think? I think we're going to disable this, though, and just do, randomize fetch in any symmetrical channel. It's actually interesting because Banished actually does have 2 different kinds of grenades. So I could theoretically do that. I could actually say Banished. And that would be interesting because then you'd have either dynamo grenades or spike grenades. I could pick up Call of Duty World War II as well because it's under 10. That would be cool. Dead space is 50. Oh, I haven't been setting the symmetrical channels. You don't have a lot of symmetrical channels. How do people, like... keep the map from being way too weird? If set, all placements on this channel can be limited to spawn selectively in the game variant. Oh, now I understand what that says. I asked you that question earlier, Ocom, and you answered it, and I was like, okay. And then I just took it at face value. But now I understand the answer, is that it actually is offering this to you. Like, okay. Like, the game mode players will be able to change this, and that'll be cool. I don't think I have any of the weapons set... Oh, I had the, I think the sniper set to Juliet. So I think this would be India. And I think weapons and vehicles are on different channels, right? It says, if said all placements on this channel can be limited to spawn selectively in the game... Or, sorry, no, up here. Where's the other one? It says... If said all placements on this channel and of the same type will spawn the same weapon. So, like, I assume this is the weapon platform version. So if I do... I'll be back later. Dead Space is 50. Might pick up Call of Duty 2, World War 2 as well, because it's under 10. Dead Space is 50. I'll be back later. Sounds good. That's cool. So the symmetrical channel here is probably, since the weapon rack, I can do Juliet again, and it won't be a problem. I assume. So now that I think about it, maybe this very few number of letters... What is this? 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 9? No, 10. Yeah, it is 10. Yeah, 10 options. It seems like seems low. But if you only have 10 weapon racks, and then you have, yeah, a couple of weapon platforms, and then your grenades, then I assume that would work just fine. I might as well open these up to game mode variant options, because I think, for example, is that necessary to be able to turn them off? Oh, I'm setting both of these to Juliet. I need to not do that. This doesn't need to be India. Juliet. This one needs to be India. Okay. Okay. What I was wondering is if you like what do you call it? Infection, right? So you've got infection mode. Do you need this here, advanced properties selective channel, set to be able to do no weapons, or do you think it'll just say there will be a no weapons option, so it just won't matter? It just won't even spawn it. You should set all symmetrical channels to alpha only if you have duplicate weapons. Example, BRVK spawns on one side of the map, then you should use more channels. Each rack having a separate channel. Yeah, so each rack on this side of the map should have its own channel, and then I should use the exact same channels on the opposite side of the map in a mirrored fashion, so that the racks are synced up from one base to the next, right? That's how that works. So 4 BR VK spawns on Eagle will have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, and the same on Cobra side. I'm wondering if I shouldn't, the middle structure is uneven, you know? I think I might want to lean in on that and make it to where, well, first off, the weapon racks in the middle are going to have to sort of try to balance themselves from across this way, because this bridge versus that bridge need to basically be equivalent paths to get into the middle. But because you can also, you can attack through this bridge, through this tunnel, or the bridge, so either side kind of can come this route, almost the same, then that means that I can actually make it to where the weapons on this side are not synced to the weapons on this side. These pads can just be their own thing and be random and not take up channels. No, not each rack. Okay, let me reread that. So 4 BR VK spawns on Eagle will have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta, and the same on Cobra side. Now, not each rack should not have their own channel, only if you have duplicate weapons. You should change the symmetrical channel. Wait. No, not each rack should not have their own channel. Only if you have duplicate weapons, then you should change the symmetrical channel. Okay. So if I have more than one, otherwise you're taking up the limited amount of channels for no reason, and it can actually cause weapons not to spawn due to some bug. I see. So start with all racks on the map being on the alpha channel. Okay, I see. I think I see what you mean. Okay, so whenever it says of the same type, is it saying the same class? It's saying, yeah, it says if set, all placements on this channel and of the same type will spawn the same weapon. Is it actually referring to this class option right here? So anything that's a pistol and a weapon rack on this channel will be the same? Since it starts at the bottom, I was starting with Juliet, that's all. Leave selective channel to none. That is untested. Oh, okay. Whoop. What's going on here? Oh, I minimized it. I see. Since it's defaulted, since none is at the bottom, I was starting with Juliet and working my way up instead of starting with Alpha. So start with all racks on the map being on the Alpha channel. Okay. So all racks on the Alpha channel, or in my case I'm just going to set to Juliet because it's the bottom. But if it's a different weapon, if it's set to a different, like, settings, will it work as different? Like I basically just didn't want this one and this one to try and randomly spawn the same weapon, because they were both on the same channel, and I figured that that was the case, and I had to pick a different channel. But you're saying that it only applies, I only need to do that if I've got two that are the same weapon. So like if I have two BR racks, I need to set them both to the same channel. If I want them to, or I need to set them to different channels if I want them to randomize set differently from one another, rather. It's probably something to do with the seed sequence key, which shouldn't be touched until 343 actually gives documentation on what it does. Okay, then I will set these back to none. So this one can be, like I said, I'm going to start from the bottom and move my way up, so everything's going to be Juliet, not Alpha. Maybe that's a bad idea, because maybe the game mode settings refer to Alpha first. I don't know. It just seems more convenient, so. This, by the way, is a perfect spot for a weapon rack. I'm probably going to put it right underneath that light. But let's see. Okay, so in that case, oh right, the grenades. I didn't set that one yet. Oh, that is Juliet, because it's different. Okay, so everything is Juliet, and if I have two of them that are spawning in tactical rifles, then I want them to be not the same tactical rifle, then I switch them. It's probably something to do with the seed sequence key, which shouldn't be touched. Yeah, okay. I already read that. Okay, so I think I understand now. I feel like a weapon should be down here, to be honest. Not sure what, but I feel like if I put a weapon down there, it would make sense. But yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and place the shotgun, like I was saying earlier, where we move it forward to create some forward momentum and reduce people trying to grab the shotgun just to come back to the base and screw around. I said that earlier, but I didn't do it, so let's go ahead and do it. Should I do another full or bolt it to the wall? I'm thinking bolt it to the wall. 45. So I'm glad you're here to just be able to help me with all this, to understand all this, because yeah. Let's see. Okay, that looks too close. Like it's too close to the corner, to the edge. I feel like Marines would want to clear the edge. So you'll come out of the teleporter and immediately be faced with the sight of a bulldog, either spawned in or not. And I think that's going to be a good one. I don't know what you guys think. If you guys agree with that reasoning I had earlier, then please let me know. I don't know if you guys actually even heard the reasoning I had earlier. If some people weren't in the chat yet. But essentially, you know, in summary, the idea is that this will create more forward momentum instead of people going out, grabbing the bulldog, and running right back into the base, because there's very little, you know, forward momentum from that spot. It kind of just feels like I'm going to retreat back into the door and reassess, and then once you're back in the door, you're like, all right, well, I'm here, and I've got a shotgun. I think what I'm going to do is bunker down and defend the base. But moving it out here means to get to it, you either have to walk all this distance, which you'd have to be really dedicated about leaving the base to walk this distance, or you can teleport. And if you teleport, then you're going to grab it, and you're going to be like, well, I can go all the way back over there, or I've got a shotgun I can come through and take these nice little short, you know, small, close quarters areas, sort of punch my way through this area, and by the time I'm over here, I'm practically at the enemy base. Might as well keep going, and then you just, you know, keep going this way. So I think that's going to be probably a change I do even in my in hydrostatic, or something to that effect. It's probably something to do, yeah. Although, that being said, once I move the teleporter over here, putting the shotgun back here might make someone come to the teleporter and go, oh, I got tight quarters over there. I'm going to go back this way, grab the shotgun, and then move forward. And that might slow down forward momentum and stuff like that. Anyway, we'll discuss that when we get to that point, and we'll reassess how it's looking. The Needler is here. I don't know. So the Needler is an SMG level. It's not an assault, so it's not going to come up over here. Trying to think of where. Like, obviously I can put the Needler like right here on a weapon rack on the wall. That would be fine. But I don't think that's the best bet. Feels a little strange. We've got a lot of weapons in this bunker, And honestly, that's one of the reasons why people, held up in here too, because they had sniper rifle, battle rifle, SMG, another battle rifle over there. They had the pistol inside there, and the plasma pistol here. So they had noob combo right here. They had SMGs for the, slightly evolved noob combo. They had battle rifles and then a sniper rifle. So, like, why leave? You know what I mean? And if I wanted to leave, I'm going to go out there and grab the shotgun and come back in. So those were all weapon placement problems. And this is going to do a light repair of that. The restructuring of the map is also going to help later for hydrostatic, but I think that right now, this is really all we need for now. And if I move this, I can actually move the spawn point back and make it a little different, because they had it right on the edge. I don't know. But I'm not sure. Needler is actually a weapon that I don't use in Infinite a lot. I see people use it all the time very effectively, and I just don't even try. And I'm wondering if my knowledge of how to use the Needler isn't limited to some degree to where maybe I'm going to need to ask you guys what you think about where the Needler should be. Because the Needler could theoretically be inside this cave, for example, instead of down there. But it being here gives someone who's trying to assault someone who, like, if someone's up top here, that gives them one more weapon to grab on their way up. That would give them another option. That wall's kind of blank. I could just move it there, and that would be like, at least standing where the Needler is, you'd be able to see the new Needler position, which wouldn't be that bad either. And it's, same motion, you know what I mean? You come in the base, instead of turning straight toward the ramp, you turn over here, grab this, and now you're looking up the ramp. So if someone is trying to counterattack you, you could theoretically immediately attack them off the rack. Yeah, maybe that's the best bet. Unless you guys got a better idea of where the Needler should go. And it's going to be an SMG rack, so I guess it's going to also spawn what do you call it? What else do spawn there? What other weapons spawn there? Because the Disruptor's pistol class. The Mangler? No, right? No, Mangler's pistol as well. What am I thinking of? I have no idea. Is the Needler the only SMG class? Like, what is... I need to review my weapons real quick. Clearly, I'm sitting here like struggling to remember what all these weapons are. Okay, I'm gonna go to a wiki and pull them up just to make sure I'm not forgetting something that I just hardly ever grab, or something, or I grab a lot and just for some reason blanking on it. Let's see. Weapons, Infinite. Oh, probably gotta put Halo in there, just to be sure. This is an IGN article. Is there a wiki page? No? Wait, what? Surely there's a wiki page. Maybe I gotta do list of weapons. Halo Infinite weapons. There we go. Okay. This is not a complete list. What is this? Bandit, Bulldog, Commando, Rocket Launcher, Sidekick, Sniper Rifle. What the heck, guys? What's the internet doing? How is the internet failing to create a list of weapons on Wikipedia for the Halo Infinite weapons? We've literally got a Halopedia. List of weapons in Infinite, come on. Infinite weapons on Crow's Nest, Halo Infinite, support weapon. Are the people who run this Halopedia, are they some of the people who... Sentinel Beam is SMG. Oh, that's such a weird weapon to be an SMG, but that makes sense, because it's technically shooting in its programming. It's firing off those beams so fast. It's actually funny. I've got the Arcane Sentinel Beam right there. I should have just seen that. Anyway, yeah, the... Also, starting weapons set by the game mode don't spawn on weapon spawners, so in most arena game modes where you spawn with an AR and pistol, so those won't show up on pads. On game modes with example battle rifle starts, you will see them, but then you won't see a BR. Okay. I see. So essentially, if I set it to assault and you spawn with a battle rifle because you're just in regular big team battle, or not battle rifle, an assault rifle, and you go down there and you look at that pad, it's not going to be an assault rifle. It's going to be a plasma repeater or a what was the assault variant of the yeah, I'm going to go to this IGN article apparently to find this list. Oh, they're sorted by weapon damage types. Okay, so right, I even forgot the Hydra existed. That's probably a launcher though. Battle rifle, I assume, unless it's some kind of what is that? Hydra. Is that an assault weapon actually? Because that doesn't spawn where they spawn rocket launchers. That spawns something else. Anyway, yeah, battle rifle, bulldog, Hydra, mangler, assault rifle, sidekick, commando. I do forget about the commando. Is that SMG? Yes, the assault rifle class spawns will always be a pulse carbine. Okay. I listed all the weapons from each class in a comment on my setup map. Okay, yeah. The problem is that I think the main problem with me having not reviewed all of your notes is because I had to close my map to go open that map, and since it takes so long for me to load in and like switch and do all that stuff, I feel like not doing that most of the time. But you're right, I should definitely just do that at some point. I'll probably do it off stream though. Heat wave, sentinel beam. Heat wave's obviously a shotgun class. Needler, plasma pistol. See, this is all information, by the way, that wiki should have. The wiki should have the list of weapons. In that list, it should say what class it is in Forge, like maybe Forge weapon rack class, you know, as an option in like a spreadsheet sort of style list. And it could like list what damage type it is, how much ammo it starts with, and all that kind of stuff. Plasma pistol, pulse carbine, Ravager. I forget about that one. That one is assault, I think. Would the Ravager be an assault class? And then stalker rifle, disruptor, and the shock rifle. Because like it's burst fire, so I wouldn't say it was SMG. It's like the pulse carbine. It's burst fire. Or is it considered a launcher? What does the Ravager fall into here? Ravager is launcher. Okay. Yeah. And it because I guess it charges up and launches that big blast. That's the only reason I thought it might be a launcher. Just go look at the map. Well, yeah, okay. You've already figured all this out, doing all your experiments. Let's just save and go to that map. I want to see what you got. Oh man. Ocom, you could actually you should go on that Halopedia and write a bunch of documents. Like, someone could literally go into your map and just go onto that Halopedia and update probably 6 or 7 different entire pages on, like, the main pages of lists of objects and all the information on them. Let's see, I think it's in my files. Yeah, there we go. Hyperlock time chamber map setup template. That's what we want, yeah. Loading. This is the slight load. I'm so impatient that this is the load that makes me not leave my map to come look at your very useful information whenever I should. That loading screen right there. We had a collaboration in the works with Forge Hub and Halopedia on creating a Forge guide, but some drama happened with Forge Hub, and the guys responsible for that project left. Yeah, I think I heard about that drama. I'm not sure what happened in it. Weren't there accusations of prejudice or something to that effect? I don't remember. It was... I don't know if the accusations were true, just saying were there alleged accusations of some kind of prejudice. Okay, so we got script brains. I'm coming up here looking at these because that's what I was looking at last. Okay, let's see. I actually need to look at weapons spawning, which is probably in the middle of the map. somewhere. I think they're over here. Yeah, that's right. You put them over here. Right. Weapon racks and weapon pads, and you've got your script brains here. So we just select a script brain, go into the nodes, and we've got identifiers as nice little notes. Static item selection should be set to enable. Why can't I move my... What the heck? Weird. It's doing that thing. See if this will work. There we go. The static item selection should be set to enabled for regular equipment. Power equipment can have... This is the equipment section. I probably should read this anyway, but let's go ahead and read it anyway because we're in it. Static item selection should be set to enabled for regular equipment. Power equipment can have this setting on disabled if you want either an overshield or an active camo on to spawn. Identifier, the nav point on power equipment pads should be disabled for big team battle game types. I think that very rarely some maps actually don't keep the static as enabled. I can't think of which map I'm thinking of, but there's... I think it might have been one of the community creation ones, actually, not one of the 343. I don't remember. Anyway, the nav point on power equipment pads should be disabled for big team battle games. Game types, yeah, because you have a lot of them on that map, and also they're so far away, it's kind of like misleading if you should go there or not. The drop wall should have a half charge variant for ranked game types. Okay, so you just do ranked only, or can you do that? Achieve this by making duplicate equipment pad set to a custom spawn property, and the charge multiplier set to 50%. The equipment pad has different settings here than in big team battle, since the big team battle mechanic can't be replicated with just settings. Okay. I see. Oh, is that what I'm thinking of? That in big team battle there's sometimes more different options? I don't know. We have a collaborator in the works. Oh yeah, that's the same thing. Had a collaboration. Yeah, okay. So let's see. So this is the weapon pads one. The most important setting is the 343 default spawn property. Keep my ability to move my mouse. Move by mouse. What is going on? Okay. Weird. How do I get into the... Right, it's this. Right? No, that's the other one. How do you get into the... actions menu, tools menu, Q. Hold Q. Okay, now I go in this way. Okay, cool. So I can move with the mouse again. Equipment pod is the thing that drops from the sky. Yeah. Most important setting is the 343 default spawn property, which will... Oh, you're talking about the pod. Oh, I must have misread it as equipment pad, I think. Most important setting is the 343 default spawn property, which will make sure that the weapon spawn times will be correct for all game modes. Set the static selection to disabled for all weapons except power weapons that you want to only have a specific weapon, such as the rockets. The weapon in the static item selection should be the weapon you want to be on the rack in ranked game modes, since the ranked game type will set all weapons static item selection to enabled. Okay, I don't think there's going to be a ranked big team battle map anyway, but I can definitely keep that in mind for Waterworks, and everyone else watching should keep that in mind for theirs. The weapon class in the random item selection will determine what weapon will spawn on the rack in all other game types than ranked and fiesta. The weapon sets from each class are assault rifle, pulse carbine, or assault rifle. Okay, so literally it's just the two. There's no assault rifle yet for the Forerunner weapons. That's interesting. I can't wait to see what they add for that to fill that role. Launcher, Ravager, Hydra, rockets, or Cinder Shot. Cool. Pistol, Mangler, Disruptor. Plasma pistol or sidekick pistol. Sidekick pistol only available in certain game modes. Interesting. Oh, because you spawn with one, so it doesn't spawn it on the rack because you already have one. SMG, Needler, or Sentinel Beam. Okay, so I was right to wonder what SMG the humans have, but I should have thought of the Sentinel Beam. I guess it's just a weird one though. Shotgun, Bulldog, Shotgun, or Heat Wave. Yeah. Sniper rifle, Stalker rifle, shock rifle, sniper rifle, or skewer. So the stalker rifle and the shock rifle count as snipers. Right. You can get a no scope. Can you not get? Can you actually get a no scope with them, or do they count as? I thought they counted as tactical. Tactical rifles are BR or VK Commando. I'm actually surprised that the shock rifle and stalker rifle don't count as tactical rifles. That seems really weird. But I believe you. I just, yeah. Melee, energy sword or gravity hammer. That one's kind of an obvious one. I think that my Walmart order just arrived. The symmetrical channel should be same on mirrored weapon pads for each team. This will ensure that both teams will get equal weapons from said racks. The nav point on power weapon pads should be disabled for big team battle game modes. They're ringing the doorbell more than once. That seems odd. They're usually supposed to just leave it at the door. Equipment pod is the thing that drops from the sky. Yeah. Also, sniper is a banned work in identifiers. Lol. Wait, what? Sniper is a banned word in identifiers? Oh, really? Oh, that's why you had to spell it weird. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. I see that you had to put, yeah. Rockets should have a half ammo variant. For ranked game modes, achieve this by making a duplicate power weapon pad set to a custom spawn property, and the ammo multiplier set to 50%. Just a second. Yeah. Legendary weapon variant racks can't be scripted to work on an extra cell. I'm coming to the door. Just a second. What's up?
The doorbell's ringing.
I assume it's the Walmart order. It's 12:15 right now, so yeah. Sorry, my wife was asking about the doorbell. Legendary weapon variant racks can't be scripted to work on an external call in the current version of Forge, but this is how they work in the loot cave and fragmentation. The spawn properties are set to 343 default in this map. Okay. And the weapon pod has different settings here than in Big Team Battle, since the Big Team Battle mechanics can't be replicated with just settings. Okay, yeah, that's the pod. I am still surprised that they didn't put the Stalker Rifle and Shock Rifle into tactical, because even, like, thinking about the Shock Rifle's ability to EMP vehicles is once again a very tactical, you know, weapon technique, like a fielding of a very tactical weapon. If you send that onto the battlefield, I would feel like. So I'm surprised by this, and I'm also I'm not surprised that the skewer is a sniper, obviously, because you can get no scopes with that one. It looks like a launcher, but it's not. But I am surprised by these two, and I mean, they even have like tactical Slayer spawns with a Stalker Rifle some of the time, so I'm really confused by that, and I'm wondering if they're not going to rearrange that in the future, because this doesn't make much sense. Like, it makes sense that from a perspective of you've figured this out, but I'm just saying it doesn't make sense that they would do it that way. Yeah, so we're going to go back out, and I'm going to go in and read all of your other notes later, because this is something I could have known already. Pretended like I was much smarter than I am, you know. Just been like, no, I'm a genius like Ocom. I already know all this stuff. Let's see, Waterworks. We're at 3004, version 3004 at this point. But yeah. So that's kind of crazy that Sniper is banned in that for some reason. I wonder if it's because of some, like, I don't know, like maybe they use it somehow as an identifier in some kind of node in a way that, like, made it to where if they use it, if they allow you to use it for an identifier, that it would somehow, like, break the that other kind of node. Like there's some kind of weird, or if it's just they're just filtering out Sniper, they just use their conversation, like, yeah. Oh, I bet I know what it was. I bet they banned the word sniper in in text chat. And the reason they did is so that people can't say, hey bro, drop the sniper, I want the sniper, I want to use a sniper, like they did back in the day whenever they'd have, you know, voice chat, and they do on MCC in text chat, or they did for a little while there. And they just wanted to shut those people up, I think. That's probably what it was. And then they used the exact same filters for blocking, you know, profanities and stuff stuff like that in their node graph, and so it just accidentally blocked sniper. I bet that's what it was. That's my theory. And if that's the case, that's hilarious to me. Anyway, let's see. So let's hold this back and get those lights to all go back where they go. I found out that this light bug that I was always talking about having problems with is because they're in prefabs. If a light is in a prefab, it will sometimes drop to the floor. Lights that aren't in prefabs don't have that same problem. So yeah, like this one. Oh, that's not in a prefab, but this one is. Yeah, or something. Some of them are in prefabs. But let's see. So I'm on the wrong base. This is not the one I was setting up first, and I was going to copy everything over. Okay, so now I understand what you were saying, and at least I understand what all of these are. So this is going to be, if I do a weapon platform, a weapon spawner. Oh, wait. Ooh, I left the thing, and I came back. So let's go here. Do weapon spawner, and a weapon rack. Get back to placing our weapons. I just hit reset rotation and it messed it up. But if you actually rotate these, so it's just like a weapon where they have like, when you place an actual weapon, like the assault rifle's like clip, like magazine rather, will just like randomly fall out whenever you rotate it, and all sorts of weird like side effects will occur as a result of like moving it around, and then you've got to like, if you rotate it, it'll reset. So that's probably, you know, the best way to handle this same issue on these. That's a little high. That looks like I'm a toddler. And really? I did it again, and I foolishly... What is it doing now? Let's see. Okay, here we go. I might need to get up and actually go help my wife with the groceries, because let's see, for obvious reasons. Let me try and straighten this out real quick first, though. I think it needs to be like right there, and then yeah, so it's straight down the ramp, straight ahead, which also allows you to go straight out the back door with one. If someone's coming in the back door, if you know their vehicle's coming in the back door, you can attempt to engage them with like a sentinel beam, if that's what this ends up spawning as. So obviously I need to go in here to do that so I don't break it, but I was supposed to bring this down because it made it look like you're a toddler. Is there like a set height that people usually use? Like, I think I'm kind of eyeballing it. It's looking okay. I guess it's kind of based on the room anyway, because you don't want like too much space above it, because this kind of does look a little weird. It's like the only thing in the middle of it, and it's over here. I almost feel like I need to add some kind of detail over here just to sort of frame it. You know what I mean? Either that or move it to maybe to this wall and let that wall remain blank. But yeah, and then of course the pistol is going to probably go, you know, somewhere in here. It would kind of almost be interesting to have like a weapon pad with a pistol, but the only weapon pads are huge, and that would be really weird. The weapon rack stand is the standard height. Yeah, I figured. So I guess I could put a stand there and sort of kind of gauge it, but I guess eyeballing it isn't bad as long as it looks good where it is. So if it doesn't feel too high, and it doesn't feel like obviously I can get to it. This one feels a little bit lower than that one. And maybe I should raise this one up, for example. But this one feels like a good height. And more importantly, though, it looks horrible on this wall like this. You know what I mean? So maybe I can put it there. But I think if I want it there mechanically, if I decide that this is the best place mechanically, then maybe just frame it out by putting something over here to sort of give it something to play off of. But yeah, I'm going to have to pause it for a second and go help my wife bring in the groceries, because it's going to be, you know, she just got over being pregnant. So be right back. Whereas I had a scene here. Hey, and I'm back. I will say that this also brought to my attention how late it's getting, and that we have food, and my wife is wanting to do breakfast and stuff. So I'm kind of gonna have to go soon. I will have to rebake lighting. Obviously, the shadows aren't being cast on these things, and I just realized that that's one of the reasons why this wall looks so weird with this object here. It actually might fix everything if I just, you know, there's no reflection. The reflection volume's not picking it up, so there's no reflection of the rack on the wall here, or anything like that, or there kind of is, and there's a little bit of a shadow. I don't know, maybe it's doing a little more than I thought, but I bet that the it's using dynamic, it's just the dynamic shadows right now for it, and I think that baking that in will probably look better. But yeah. Oh, does this still say on break? Did it not switch to the... Okay, that's a long delay. That's a pretty big delay. It still says on break for me on my thing, and I'm sitting here talking at it. Anyway, hello Aaron, how's it going? Maybe it's just weirdly broken on the stream for me, from my own view. But anyway, because Aaron, you seem to be able to hear me at least, or something. But yeah. So, where for the pistol spawn? I think there are grenades in here that I just picked up. Or something. I could be wrong. But yeah, okay. So, the original plasma pistol here. Yeah, so yeah, you can hear me at least. Oh, okay, it finally popped up on screen here. I don't know what I did. I don't know why it was so weirdly delayed for me, but yeah. If I put something like the Mangler, it'd probably be here, don't you think? On the wall here, or maybe over here. Back here would be cool too. I'm not really sure. Honestly, should I just move the assault rifle over here just to sort of create the effect where you can be in this bunker, just keeping people at bay? You know, it won't be an assault rifle because you'll spawn with one, so it'll be a what do you call it? Pulse carbine. Yeah. When you aren't forging from a reference, are you able to close your secondary box, please? Oh yeah, I could do that now if you want. It's very bright on screen, I'm sure, with the way it's working. I'm not doing it right now at all. I'm not using it at all, but you're right. Where's my stream so I can turn that off? Well, that's turns my whole face. Let's just turn off the box. Is it this display capture? Yes, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Hey, look, and then now I don't even have to say my gamertag is greater pain because it's not covered up anymore. But yeah. Okay. That's a little bit better. Okay. Oh, right. I hadn't set this to actually do anything yet. Class will be SMG. Legendary variants, exclude. Faction, any. Randomize every game. Symmetrical channel. I'm using Juliet. The advanced properties leave alone. 343 default. No nav points, etc. Okay. So what do you think? Should I put, right over here, should I move the assault rifle from this door and move it around the corner to here? That way, while you're guarding through this window, you can sort of grab a pulse carbine and sort of start unloading on people trying to come down this hill or come out from behind there. Or do you think it was a good idea to put it by the door? Not sure myself. I just know I want to have fewer weapons than they do, or than they did with Halo 2, because it's just too much. Okay, so this one's set to the. So apparently it's going to use this variant in competitive. So what I want here is probably the Needler. I don't think anyone's going to play this on competitive, but in the off chance that they do, like in custom games or whatever, then I'm going to put this as maybe not the assault rifle even, honestly. I might set this to something else. Like the Mangler wouldn't be bad. That's why I put a Mangler here in the first place. Let's delete these, by the way. But yeah, so like that wall is really plain, and putting a weapon rack in the middle would be pretty cool. That wall would be is pretty plain as well. Actually, you know what? You know what? these bolted to the wall weapon racks are probably the reason why this one feels weird. Because it feels like it's a wall mount. But if I actually put a full... Let's see, let's reset the rotation and do that right. And then put it up against the wall. If I put that up against the wall, it doesn't look weird because it's a ground... Now it's a floor rest. You see that? Well, it's also because there's two of them next to each other. But the point is that if I have this, like... I'll just put it inside of it for now. It'll look a little weird, but only because they're clipping into each other. Like, that feels less weird than it did before, because this is registering subconsciously as a floor decoration, as well as a wall decoration. Which it anchors it to the floor. Because it was free-floating in the middle of the wall, it feels like there needs to be more free-floating decorations on this wall, or some kind of frame around it. Like, if there was a column like that on this side, it would look just fine being free-floating in the middle of the wall. But because it's this one resting on the wall, I don't know if you feel the same way, I feel like this is a thing. It makes it feel a little bit more reasonable, more correct. So I feel like this full one is actually the answer to the problem here, is that if I delete the other one, let's choose that one. Yeah, if I delete that one and wait, did it delete? I guess they were so close together that I can't even tell it deleted. But it did actually delete, and it was just that tiny hair of movement downward. Okay, here we go. And then nope, it started moving again. I hate that bug. Okay. I think it's because I had let go of the control button at just the right time to confuse it. Okay, here we go. Right before I got up, I realized there was no music, and I was like, oh, I should turn that on so that whenever I walk away, you guys don't miss it. Or don't get bored, basically. Or you can at least have it playing music in the background if you're forging. See, when you, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, using the weapon rack stand gave us a standard height. They were so close together. I had eyeballed the standard height, fortunately, before. But this looks better to me. I don't know about you guys, but this looks better already. I feel like maybe a small crate right here would be cool, which honestly would be kind of cool to have a bit of cover that way and a little bit of cover this way as well. This has already got a lot of cover because of these walls here, but like, if someone's coming in the front door and you're in the back door, it'd be cool to be able to have this covered, but also be able to move up into the room a little bit by, like, you know, power sliding underneath behind a crate. So that was a little bit weird and bumpy. So I might place something like this over there, you know, place another one of these water crates, or maybe one of the large crates inside, but we'll see. Or maybe a different kind of crate so that we don't just have these weird ones. Actually, that's true. I just realized we can delete these finally and put in another crate of equivalent size that looks more realistic. Because these were for the one that had the original sandbox, but we can actually get rid of them because we're glowing up the sandbox a little bit. We're doing a little bit of a modernization. And I feel like that means this one can be the 1 to, what, I guess 0.9? Not 1 to 1. Not exactly perfect. 1 to 1.1. But yeah. So we got that one there. Another one over here would be cool. Or over here. And I think that is where we're going to move this one. And then I think what we might do is move, like they've got the battle rifle here. Where did it go? Oh man, you made me grab it. Let me hold down the back button to make it come back. If we do this, then we can come down here, let it load. And this battle rifle right here. We can delete that one and potentially put like a weapon rack out here. And what should we put on this one? That's what I'm wondering. Since this is all Forerunner structure, it's kind of like, you know, indestructible. Maybe I should just use exclusively the full weapon rack, because then it looks like a weapon rack that's been placed up against a wall, rather than, you know, necessarily like welded to the Forerunner structure, because it feels a little bit out of character for Forerunner structures to be welded to in the first place. But the Covenant do it, so maybe the Unissi started doing it too. I don't know. putting that there gives me the ability to sort of just drop in something there, and I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be yet. What do you guys think about a weapon rack with a let's reset rotation, set it to 45 degrees, and do that sort of reset where the pieces of this thing are. And then I've got to sort of gotta turn on magnets and then rotate it. I think I went 2 degrees. Yeah, that was right. And snap it back into position. Pause it because we're getting that bug. And then move it back in and get it just to the edge of that bolt. Oh, still had magnets turned on. So, jeez. Nope, undo's not working. Okay, I forgot to get out of the movement thing before I start moving with the mouse. So now I've got to go back into that position. Cool, it just popped right back into position there, because the magnets work weirdly with mouse and keyboard. You just hover over the object and just sort of jumps to the nearest magnet. Honestly, very annoying to me. There we go. Okay, so now we're in position, and we can decide what's going to go here. What do you guys think? I am wondering with like launchers, how do you prevent it from doing like rocket launchers if you just want something like a, you know, like we were looking at launchers, like, will a weapon rack launcher never be a rocket launcher because it has to fit inside the rack, so it'll only be, that's something for OCOM, I think. If you're here, will it never spawn, because it's not a power weapon, right? Like assault rifle launcher, if I do launcher on this, legendary variants, definitely not. Faction any. Randomize every game, symmetrical channel, Juliet. What I'm wondering is, like, if I go in here and I say, yes, power weapons can't spawn on weapon racks. Okay, cool. Cool. You answered that for me then. So if I do a launcher here, you can determine the weapon tier on power weapon pads, base or power. So this will either be, where you grab your, you know, what do you call it? That's weird that doesn't disappear in this mode. So this will be your, what do you call it? What's that thing called? The banished. Oh, jeez. I've got it right here. I'll just go right here and see. Ravager, that's the word I was looking for, and it'll also be, more importantly, where you'll find your Hydra. So your Hydra will spawn here, so you'll be able to take on enemy tanks. Although maybe I need the Hydra to be on up high. What do you guys think? Should I put the launcher in here? I could theoretically actually just set it to where both of them are set to launcher, but they're not set to the same channel, so you could theoretically have one of each or something. Instead of the battle rifle up here, though, I could put the launcher. Or I could put the battle rifle down here so that you can grab it and hop in your vehicle and drive off, you know what I mean? So if you spawn down there, or if you respawn down there, then you can very quickly acclimate. But yeah, not sure. Hard to think. Or hard to decide on that one. I think that the weapon rack on here is going to have to be either just a straight weapon rack, or I'm going to have to like scale very strangely the plate, because I doubt these do that thing where, like, in fact I know they're not going to do this, but it's just gonna scale it. And I feel like if I put a really thin weapon rack here, that's going to look really wonky. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like whenever you put an actual rack on this. Obviously, you can't. I'm not going to be scaling this thing. That's a dynamic object. But if I put this just like that, that's actually not bad. It doesn't look like terrible. It obviously won't magnet, because if I try to magnet this, it's gonna. What is it jumping around for? That was weird. If I try to magnet this, it's not gonna work. There's no way. This doesn't look bad. Obviously it's poking out to the sides. But again, that's not bad. It's actually lined up perfectly there. And there. Well, not perfectly there, but close. And it's not a bad width. Like, the way it's clipping into it is kind of good looking, at least. What do you guys think? Oh, jeez. Why is it doing that? I think I turned... No. I have no idea what it's doing. Jesus. Okay. You're not on controller mode. You are on mouse and keyboard mode. I'm clearly using my mouse. Okay. Mouse. Resume. Free-floating mouse. Good. Select. It's already in move. That's a little weird. Okay. So if I did something like this, how would that look? Not bad at all. Now I think in this particular tight space I want to put it a little bit into the wall. Well, maybe not because it's poking out to the sides. If I scale it just a little bit differently, it might not fit as well with the weapon rack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center it. I'm going to place it right up against the wall so it's not clipping into the wall. It'll look like a thin weapon rack that's just been placed here. Yeah. Then we'll just do that. Deselect all and see how that looks in game. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I kind of like that. Makes this wall look a little less plain. Delete this one. And I'm thinking actually that this is actually where we're going to put the launcher. I'm not going to put it down there. Class, launcher. We'll exclude variant, legendary, faction, randomize, every game. Symmetrical channel, Juliet. And then down here, I think this is going to be our second BR, or second, what do you call it? Not BR, but tactical rifle, or well, actually sniper rifle spawn. This is where we want our, yeah, you know what? This is where you're saying power weapons don't spawn down here, so the sniper rifle and the, what do you call it? Skewer won't spawn down here. The sniper rifle will, or sniper weapons will, but that will be the shock rifle, and the, what do you call it? So that won't be the stalker rifle. So that should work. We'll set that to Juliet. Will that matter, Ocom? I don't think it will, right? If this is set to Juliet and the power weapon pad is also set to Juliet with the sniper rifle, that won't be a problem, will it? Or do I actually need to set it up per weapon type? Like, this is sniper, and that one up there is sniper. That one up there is Juliet. Do I need to go to India for this one? Even though it's a weapon rack instead of a weapon pad. Because I imagine there was one map where, like, I saw that some of the weapons just weren't spawning. Won't matter? Okay, cool. Yeah, because they're classified as different objects and stuff, so. Okay. So, we've got pretty good weapon placement. I'm still not sure about these grenades, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't put them over here. If you're looking at just weapon placement, then it's like over there is just the sniper rifle and it feels a little weird. If you're looking at respawns, it's like, okay, well, there's a reason I moved it, but then the respawn point's not visible during the match, so it kind of feels a little weird that this is here. I also kind of feel like I should just angle that straight. I don't know why I did that. But also, if you're thinking in terms of like, well, this is a weapon to pick up, technically, so it's almost like a grenade to grab. And if that's a grenade right there, that's practically a grenade right there, then, you know, it's kind of like the original placement, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to move this back over there. Even though it's like right in front of the player respawn, I'm just going to move the player respawn later. By the way, good that you've asked these questions, because I've missed explaining some things in the comments, because I glanced them over by saying, as being obvious, but of course, they're not for everyone. Yes, yes. And, yeah, exactly. And I very much appreciate all of your work. And you being here. So, you know, I'm glad you're here to answer these questions. I think we're going to call this... I'll do... Banished means I'll do any. I was doing it to where this could be... I was thinking spike grenades or or the electric grenades, but I just realized that there's also plasma grenades are also banished. It's not like that's separated into Covenant. So I don't know. It would be cool if they actually had Covenant as an option in these, and it would only grab things that existed in the Covenant instead of and not in the banished. You know what I mean? Oh right, I was about to rotate this to be. Let's just rotate it back to default. And we will go up and bring it. Nope, nope, we won't. Apparently that's going to hit that object and mess it up. Let's go ahead and it feels like it's not on the ground right now to me. It feels like it's just off the ground. Yeah, it was. Okay, there we go. It was hovering just a tiny bit. Okay, so here we go. So now we've got, this will be a little bit more, it'll feel a little bit more squared away. Yeah, okay. And, yeah. And then up here, you'll have your launcher. Down here, you'll have your shock rifles. So you, if you're on the ground, you'll be able to EMP enemy vehicles and run after them, you know, try to steal them fairly easily. Or your stalker rifle, but that's also going to be right next to your ghost slash, you know, gun goose, which can spawn there right now, or over here into the mongoose, or into the warthog, and you can ride off with your allies. I do feel like I want to put a, maybe in the back door. I feel like I want to put like a somewhere, maybe over here actually, a spawn point for the Razorback. And I think that'd be really cool to have the Razorback on here, or maybe over here with all these crates. You know, it's like, well, the crates are here for a reason. It's because that's where they, you know, that's where they load and unload, and the Razorback is your, you know, sort of more of your carrying vehicle. But yeah, your what's that called? What's the word for that? Like a trolley, like a truck. You know, I don't know why I just said the British version first. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, we got weapon spawners, and I feel like over here we definitely want the plasma grenades, but I think I'm going to put an equipment over here and not the stalker rifle. But I'm not certain about it. What do you guys think? I need equipment somewhere. I haven't put any yet. Okay, let's see. We're going to go with grenades are in right up here. Equipment. That's what I was looking for. Grenade dispenser. And I'm going to be like, yeah. The cool thing about these grenade dispensers is actually you can theoretically make them not spawn any weapons at all on them, right? And then you could use them as the little arrows on the floor from Halo Combat Evolved, from Halo 1, you know? And be like, yeah, this is a Forerunner, you know, directional arrow that's pointing in the way I want you to go. And I don't know if you can do any kind of swatches. I don't think so. So you can't, like, make it an emissive object. But you could theoretically, like, use the lights in some way, potentially. I don't know if that's actually would work or not, but I think it would be cool if they, because of the shape, if they did that. Let's see, salted caramel or cookies and cream. Oh man, for ice cream? Because for ice cream, cookies and cream is the best way to go all the time. But if you're talking like the candy bar or something like that, I would probably go salted caramel, even though I do like white chocolate, you know, candy. It's I'm a little weird like that. That is way too high. Let's see, salted caramel, cookies, candy bar. Okay, so a lot of people don't like cookies and cream, and I can see why. I like it a lot myself. I like 0 bars and cookies and cream. But if you're thinking, if you're debating which one to go with, I don't know. If you get cookies and cream, get some water with it. I shall eat caramel. Yes, salted caramel's always good, and you can just eat it. If you get white chocolate, you need to have a glass of water with it, in my opinion. At least I always do. Let's see, faction. I'm gonna go with any faction over. I'm gonna go with banished over here, and actually put the one on top of the base as UNSC. That might be a good idea. Symmetrical channel, Juliet. And the reason being is that I feel like this one shouldn't be crazy stuff, you know. This one's faction any, and I'd switched it from I had it on banished, and now I'm switching it back to UNSC, and there are grenades there in the original. I think I'm gonna do that. Not sure. I guess there were grenades out here. Maybe I can put one somewhere out here that's banished. That's any or something to that effect, or find a good spot for it. There's actually like no reason to come back here into this area, this shadowy area. I know it's very dark on my stream, but I assure you that I can see very nicely in person, and people will glow, so it should be fine. Anyway, what equipment should I put over here, though? That's the real question. Delete these grenades, and delete the stalker rifle, because I definitely want an equipment dispenser. I'm thinking over here we're going to do grapple shot. What do y'all think? Not drop wall. This is something you're going out there to go grab. This is something a little bit nicer than that. Repulsor would be a cool idea, but the repulsor I think would be better somewhere near the middle of the map, where you can actually throw people off into the pit, or maybe up top here somewhere. And I feel like maybe this should be something more like, you know. Let's see. I shall eat caramel. Oh, okay. I thought something popped up for a second there. Because I think it was the it telling me the status of the stream or whatever. Anyway, there we go. It happens a lot in the corner of my eyes. There's something pop up. Let's see. Okay. Resume. Jeez, the bug just happened anyway, despite the fact that I used the mouse. Okay. I'll just do that. That works out just fine. Okay. And now we gotta pick the equipment. Okay, so the equipment. Why did the music stop? I feel like I just turned it back on. Why would it just time out now? Anyway, okay. So we've got grapple shot. I've not done equipment yet. Let's see. Static selection is enabled. Okay. Grapple shot would be good over here because you could theoretically flank the a tank that's coming in and come down on top of it. You could also use it pretty effectively up on this bridge because there are lots of like awnings and stuff like that you could use it to launch yourself over or get through the cover really easily, or just cross the bridge faster by bringing yourself by grapple shotting those walls that are over there. Like here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like if you're, why is it doing that? It's doing it slow. Oh, okay, now it's working. Okay, so you can like grapple shot over there and just pull yourself all the way across here. You could grapple shot the rocket launcher from cover while the enemy is shooting the wraith blasts at it, or trying to cover it, you know what I mean, or the air vehicles are trying to cover it. If this ends up being able to switch to, I think these are just going to stay as rocket launchers on the side. I don't think I want cinder shots on the side here, because rocket launchers are really important to take out the vehicles here, and I need 2 of those. Cinder shot can stay in the middle though. Anyway, you can grapple shot your way over here, or if you're in here, grapple shot your way out pretty quickly and easily to get out of cover if you're locked down. So I do think the grapple shot is the best bet for being the thing that's over here that gets you over there pretty quickly. Static selection enabled. No, we're gonna, let's see, how does this work? Legendary variants excluded. Randomize every game. Symmetrical channel. So okay, so you're saying that basically, there you can't pick. If you pick random equipment, you don't get to pick what it might be. Spawn properties. Yeah, you can't be like, okay, well I want it to be, I don't know, a movement-based one. That would be cool if they had some that were like repulsor can be used for getting up onto ledges and stuff like that, and so could and grapple shot can be used for movement, but like drop wall can't. What do you call it? What is that thing called? The thing that allows you to put up the area that detects enemies' locations and stuff like that. That can't either. So, yeah. Which, by the way, I might put in here, because if you're coming this way, I think being able to detect the enemy through here is really useful. But also, if you come out this door and you grab it, you can send one of those detectors straight into that bunker and find out all the enemies out there. I don't know. I want to buy Dead Space or not. If I want to buy Dead Space or not. I mean, I would because I haven't, you know, beaten it yet. But yeah, I think an equipment right here, maybe not right in this spot I'm pointing at, but right down in here somewhere, will be perfect for probably right. There's a respawn point right there. I'm probably gonna remove respawn points. There's a lot of weird ones. In the middle of the floor. The floor is actually lined up, so that actually works. You should. The game is so good. Yeah, I agree with Clint. You should eventually. I know I would. If I had, since I haven't beaten it yet, and if I had the money and I wasn't actually just forging all, you know, every day, then I probably would buy it. Let's see. Not grapple shot. Like I said, we're gonna do threat sensor. There's thruster, repulsor, grapple shot, drop wall, and custom. We're gonna do the threat sensor. And did I turn off static over here and then walk away, or did I turn it back on? No, yeah, it's still on. Good. So we got grapple shot over here. We got threat sensor over there. We've got, I feel like maybe a drop wall would be good inside the base somewhere. It'd be kind of cool to be able to drop wall and block off this window, like close this window whenever you feel like it. It would also be kind of cool to be able to drop wall at doors, and to drop wall up top, so whenever you're being hit by the wraith, to be able to come up here and be able to guard yourself while you're sniping. Maybe that could be something we put inside this cave. Maybe we could put that down in the base somewhere. Oh, you know what? That's what. Then we're going to put it over here by the fusion coils. That would be a good idea, because there was a plasma pistol over here. Let's put the drop wall over here. Now the plasma pistol was kind of placed right in the middle here. It's not a bad place. It kind of, with this here though, kind of makes those things feel like they're behind something, which is a little weird. If we put it over here, you won't be able to see it whenever you walk through the room unless you come over here to check on it, and people who haven't played the map will be really surprised by it. So I'm thinking we move it over here to this wall. And that way you can see it from anywhere in the room. You come down the stairs, stuff like that, but people coming in the front door won't see it. So it really is a defensive option. It thoroughly, you know, obviously it's a defensive option for what it does. It's a very defensive option. It's very clear cut why it's here. You know what I mean? But also, if you're attacking and it happens to be there, you might as well go grab it. Is this going to let me do it right, or is it going to mess up everything? Every single time. Gotta find out. Okay, there we go. So this one will be the drop wall, and I really like that idea. I think the thruster is gonna... okay, we've got... The repulsor is definitely going to go in the middle. I don't know if we're even going to put a thruster on the map because of the fact that we don't really need to have every single equipment. The thruster near the middle of the map, though, as like opposite the energy sword in some kind of way, like maybe up here would be cool, and maybe putting like a repulsor on this side might be cool, because the repulsor... Oh man, if we do the repulsor on this side, we gotta move the heat wave opposite. Like right now, the heat wave and the energy sword are on the same side. So if I grab this energy sword, which it disappeared because I went over it with the monitor, I'd have to jump across, come up the ramp, get up here, and then grab myself a thruster. And that's extremely useful because then you're going to thrust into the enemy and destroy them. You know what I mean? Another option is we could spawn thruster there and only give you one use with each one, so you got to go and collect both of them. But I don't think that's a good idea necessarily. It could be kind of cool to have the repulsor on this side though, because you could launch yourself up there. Actually, you know what? Let's think about this. Repulsor counters sword. So if I grab the sword, cool, it just respawned, and I go, I want to get up top. I might jump across and go up top, especially if I was coming down this way. Or I might come back up the ramp here. And then I might come up here. Where would this lead me? This would lead me up here, and then repulsor could immediately launch them back off. So the team that's closer to the energy sword will be on the opposite side. Will come up the ramp opposite where the repulsor is. So the team that gets that's easier to get to the energy sword. Like if it's easier to get to the energy sword, we're going to teleporter, run over here, go up here, and come in through here. and grab yourself the energy sword, and then you come up. Actually, if you come this direction, you're going to end up jumping across to here. You're not going to turn back around. So then, in which case... Sorry, I'm hitting objects. In which case, this is where you'd come out, and the repulsor would be right here. But I want the repulsor opposite the cinder shot, so that if someone over there grabs the repulsor, someone over here grabs a cinder shot, it becomes an interesting dynamic between the two. So, it's kind of hard to say either way. Really torn. I think it'd be really cool to put an equipment right here in this shadow, by the way. It's really good. That was really cool lighting to figure out, by the way. Okay, let's also think about our objective markers, because right now we got a King of the Hill zone here, and I think another one over here. So maybe we don't want to spawn the Cinder Shot in King of the Hill. That would be kind of ridiculous, by the way. But maybe we say exclude King of the Hill on that thing. But also, but everything else though, we don't have any other. Like we got to hit the seeds spawn down here. Ooh, right. Man, how effective are, like, the repulsor's amazing in against grabbing seeds. So if we put it over here, then it gives that team an advantage, because this area is shorter distance from there to here than from here to there, because that means they can hop down from here and immediately grab it. I'm beginning to think we need to put the repulsor here. Maybe we could put the repulsor on one side and the thruster on the other, but I'm not sure. What do you guys think? It could be a good spot to put something here. Otherwise, it's just like a weird little, like, hidey hole. Up here would be interesting, actually. If I put something here and sort of tilted it a little bit, that'd be right above the energy sword, though. So whatever I put there would have to be... We could always just say, no, if you get the energy sword in Halo 2, you are God mode. If you get the energy sword in Infinite, you're good on a small map, but on a big map like this, you're not quite as good. What if we just give the energy sword person the thruster by putting it right here? Repulsor and grapple should be in low areas of the map so they can be used to gain high ground. I agree, but I want to use the repulsor to throw people off the ledge in this case. So they can be thrown into this pit so you can mine the gap, or so you can throw them off in these directions. Like just throw them off of the middle platform. So while I definitely fully agree, I think that its most useful aspect is going to be throwing people off and then hopping down and throwing vehicles around. Rather than gaining ground, you could theoretically gain ground. Ooh. That being said, I could get the best of both worlds if we put it right here. Yeah, where the, you know, works as well. Yeah, I think you're right, though. What if I put it down here? And it's a means of getting up onto that platform now, which means now you can mount into the middle of the base without having to use the ramps, which would be interesting, as long as the repulsor's there. It's also where the rocket launcher ammo spawns, so it's not. It's like an alcove that's sort of built to have something spawn there, and I'm not using it. I could put it over here, but there are lots of spawn points here, so I don't feel like putting it right on the spawn point is a good idea. Respawn point. But this one might, you know, I could just move this respawn point to somewhere else. Maybe even just to the corner there, so it's slightly farther away from it, so it's not spawning directly on top of it. But that might be a good spot, though. Or just right out here in the middle of the road. Then you grab it, and you can repulse vehicles immediately and sort of save yourself, because you see a vehicle incoming, so you're... Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, it's like, oh, the Wraith is coming, I gotta hide. Ooh, wait, it's right there. Grab it, and then repulse the Wraith's blast right back at it. That'd be kind of cool. Instead of the BR, we can put the BR somewhere else with, like, a rack. That sounds interesting. Let's do it on the opposite side, though, because blue base wraps around this way. We're doing the weapons over here, so let's replace this one first. I think that's a great idea. I think you're right. Put it on the ground, down low. You can get up, and you can repulse people immediately into that. Like immediately, you can turn around and throw people over that ledge, like they're coming up the ramp. And so you kind of just fall back and like repulse them up into over the ledge, or you fall back over here and they come up the ramp. As soon as they get up the ramp, you kind of just get on this side and throw them off, or something to that effect. You can also just you could grab it, come back into cover, hop, and then like just boom, throw yourself up there, and then you can get away from enemy vehicles. You can also launch vehicles back. And then the sword, that would be one on each side, so no matter which way the sword wielder is coming up out of this middle base, it doesn't matter. There's someone there to repulse them. So, yeah, no, I think you're right. I think this is best. I think this is the best place. Equipment dispenser. And we are going to say each base has one, so we're going to angle it so that this way, if you're walking this way, this is the blue base, the quote-unquote blue base repulsor, is how I'm going to think of this. And I'm going to let it kind of get buried into the sand here, because that's going to give a little bit of an aesthetic like this has been on a... No, maybe not. Maybe a little bit, but I'm going to move it out. Here we go. I want it to kind of look like it's getting buried from being here a little longer. It also kind of makes it look like a landmine, which is kind of cool. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. And you'll see the progress bar and stuff like that. I mean, you mainly be grabbing it from probably over here. I also like how it's kind of... You don't see it, it's like in the middle, so you kind of have to turn to go get to it. Whenever you're walking out the door, you won't see it until you come out here, so you kind of have to expose yourself a little bit to see it, but also you can hop up here and just watch it from like really good cover. People can't even see you from coming through the door. You could theoretically try and camp here if you're like, okay, it's coming up fast, there's enemies using wraiths, we need a repulsor, I'm going to sit here and wait. There we go, let's grab it, and then you can return to Cinder the wraith's blast, or get up here, grab the Cinder shot. Yeah, that's a good shot, a good spot. Now, as for the Cinder shot, that was a really cool spot because they put it right in front of the light. The brute shot back in the day. But personally, I think we should put it up against here and just center it, because it just feels like the right spot for a big, you know, if I'm gonna switch it to this treasure chest anyway, might as well move it back here, basically, and get a really good spot for it. Oop, am I not on gradually? Yeah, I hadn't turned that down. Okay. So we can set that to the Cinder shot. Did I not center this? I thought I did. Huh. Okay, so the dispenser, we're going to switch this to straight up. I think should we even... Okay, here's a question. Should this spawn in ranked? Now, no one's going to be playing ranked on this because it's big team battle, but... Yeah, I'm going to say yes. I think we should. I think having this... where is it? Cinder shot would be C. Cinder shot. Static selection. Enabled. So, oh, okay. So treasure chests are designed so that you can do not static. So you can make it randomized. Okay, that's interesting. Now I understand why they exist. I was wondering why they did that. I guess it hides whatever weapon is inside there until it opens, so they can spawn whatever weapon they want and it won't be visible. So people might expect that. Okay, what if we disable static, set this in a Cinder shot, right? And then put a Cinder shot on the opposite side as well. The sniper rifle is going to be the static on the bases, but what if we just have 2 Cinder shots in here on our competitive? So if you play competitive, which probably no one will, then you'll get the option of going up here and grabbing a Cinder shot instead of, and you'll know it's a Cinder shot. But if you play like a regular match, we're going to set it to just be a random power weapon. It could be a rocket launcher, sniper rifle, or whatever. And we're just going to put them either both on the same channel or different channels. If we put them on different channels, I think that'd probably be for the best, because the original map had sniper versus like brute shot. What do y'all think about that? Basically, they both be Cinder shots if you're in ranked, but disabled for static. And we do tier power, class. We could do launcher, or we could do sniper, but I think that power weapon, any, might be good. Faction, any, every game. Symmetrical channel, and we'll do... Oh, this will be our first time we've done it. So, 2 different channels, like they had it originally, with their sniper and Cinder shots that are competing with one another, or should we do the same channel so that both sides spawn with more symmetrical... Oh, if you go to the right, it just shows alpha. That's why. Anyway, or should we make it to where it's like both snipers or both cinder shots or something else? To where the map is a sniper heavy version, sniper heavy play match versus a you know, cinder shot heavy. What do you guys think? I'm thinking that I need to get off because it's way late in the day. And I was supposed to get off early today and I forgot all about it earlier. But I do know, I'm thinking about this. Oh, I did just make it to where these won't mirror anyway. I've got to place these anyway. I do need to get back to my base side and start going back into the, so I can mirror them over. But I think I'm going to do different channels. Juliet and India, and let them, yeah, I'm going to do that. That way, if, that way it'll be a little bit different, which makes sense because the center is not symmetrical. It's an asymmetrical middle ground. We got the, what do you call it? I could theoretically set one of them to launcher, actually, instead of just power and class any. Which one was the cinder shot side? It was this side. So if I set this one to launcher, class, launcher, and power weapons, then it's going to be a cinder shot or a rocket launcher. This one could be class, you know, sniper. That'll be a skewer or a sniper rifle. And that might be pretty cool. I think that's good. I think that's a good idea. In which case they can both be on the same channel. Or both be on the Juliet channel. The basic. And now I know that I can just go alpha like that. And I don't have to go in and select it. That's simpler. I forgot all about that whenever I was placing them earlier. I think a one of these areas, like this could be a an equipment here. I'd use power weapon pads instead of the trunks. Yeah, maybe that is true. Since I'm switching it to just that anyway, it's not going to be just any weapon. Yeah. No, you're right. Trunks are only used in the fragmentation loot cave to hold legendary weapons. That's true. Originally they weren't legendary. But and the only reason I placed a trunk up here in the first place was because I was like, yeah, the cinder shot, it's an alien weapon. It was like a forerunner weapon. It'd be cool if like the cinder shot arises out of a trunk, because it's a UNSC trunk. It's like, well, if the UNSC are fighting, they've got this like ancient alien weapon. They're gonna, you know, treat it with a little bit of different, you know, respect, I guess, or something. But the point is that no, I think that you're right. I'm gonna switch it back to the weapon platform, or to the thing. But also, I need to. When I do, I need to set it to where it doesn't appear in King of the Hill, because if King of the Hill spawns in with this hill right here and also a power weapon at this hill, I don't know if that's a good idea. Maybe it's fine, but I don't know. Anyway, I gotta get going. I gotta get off. I've been going way too long. And Trunks, yeah, and I think I'm gonna finish this up off stream and publish it tonight. And I will post it in Discord. I'll also tweet about it, but it's gonna be sort of a soft launch. I'm not gonna go out of my way to like I don't have a video yet to announce it yet. I'm not gonna go like post it on I might post a brief little post on like Reddit or something and just be like, hey, I finished the Waterworks map if anybody wants to play it. But then like hopefully by next week or the week after that or something like that, I'll have some videos to go up, and hopefully next week. Map is going great. Nice, thanks. Like hopefully by next weekend on 117, on, you know, day 117, we can do a big announcement videos. I can hopefully make them over the course of this week and do big announcement video and show off the map, and just as the basic 1-to-1 version, including this version of the 1-to-1, the classic 1-to-1 and the modern 1-to-1, and then I'll go in and make hydrostatic and over time. And like I said, I'm gonna do that off stream. And I'm going to make hydrostatic off stream because I've talked about it so much on stream that everybody knows it. And I'm going to start streaming production of what Clint and I are working on, want to work on next. Unless, Clint, you want to keep it top secret for a bit, in which case, for us to like make the basics of it first. In which case we could do that off stream together, and then I could go on stream. No, it'd be better to do it the other way, because then you and I you'll know whenever I'm doing it. Because I'll be on stream doing it with you. And then whenever I'm off stream, I'll be doing hydrostatic. So it'll be better scheduled that way, because whenever we forge together, it'll be a lot harder to coordinate off stream because I'll have my kids doing schoolwork and stuff like that, constantly interrupting what I'm doing. So, and also you'll know that as long as we're on stream, undo doesn't work because you can't undo while you're, doing 2 people in 1 map. So, yeah, that would work. I think that would work best. I don't know if you're still here, Quinn, but I'll run this all back to you again in like Discord or something, because yeah. I think that would be for the best, because then we could coordinate better. It'd be much easier. You'll know that if assuming I'm streaming that day, which will be most days, then you'll know that it'll be in the morning for a certain period, and if you're already on, well, not in the morning for you, but yeah, if you're already on, you can save it, quit, go back in with me. And if you're not already on, then I can let you know I'm hopping in, and you can come join me, or if you're not available, then you don't have to. So it'll be, yeah, I think that would be the best. I don't, actually, you know what? You've been watching me at work, haven't you? I need to talk to Clint about this. The other option is I work on it while I think Clint is at work in the morning. Anyway, while Clint's at work, I could be working on it, so undo works, and then whenever Clint gets off work, I could go to doing hydrostatic, and Clint could work on the new map. It's going to be very script heavy. That's why we're working together as a team on this, on the new one, on the next one rather. So yeah, and as soon as they add in some Sakura trees, or if Aaron wants to remake that other one, or if I can figure out, I know it's just lights in a fancy technique, but that I might be able to just figure out how the trees are done. I'll just do it that way. But I'll just, yeah, I realize that with the tree one that I want to do that's vertical, I need special effects to be scalable, and having water would be helpful, having other things would be helpful, and so I think I'm going to wait till Season 3 is already out before I start on that one at all. And so instead I'm working on with Clint on another one that's like a top secret project we're discussing, that's in pre-production, I guess you could say. But anyway, yeah, I gotta go, and I'm going to place all these weapons and pads and stuff off stream and try to publish tonight. So I'll catch you guys later. Let's see, let me get over to, I guess I have to go over to my actual thing to stop the stream. I can't just say later. It won't just close for me. All right.